Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
What it do? What it do? What it do?
It is what it is. It's another show, another Thursday, 7 p.m. You know what's going on.
Another day.
Live in full effect.
Act like we never left. You already know what it is.
What the thing is?
So man, tonight, look, y'all know who I am.
What's the password for?
Man, Darren.
I can't get on.
We got Burger. Oh, hold on. What is his new name? What the hell is this going on?
Bad Jesus.
Man, who the fuck are you?
I thought I'd just live up to my name, you know what I'm saying? So Bad Jesus was appropriate name for me, you know. The king of pissing people off, and I can.
So what you saying is you waking bands up from the dead?
I'm waking the genre up. I'm waking the whole city up. The whole entire city.
Say, bro, this
They gonna have a statue outside of every school when I'm dead and gone. Believe me when I say it.
So what you trying to say, that they have a Band Jesus statue by Lee Circle now?
I am Band Jesus. They need to just put my face right there by Lee Circle and get it over with if you won't be real. Like, it ain't a band here from New Orleans to wherever that don't know Burger. Let's just keep it real.
This dude Burger said band. Anyway, Mr. Band Jesus. So that's what you want us to call you from now on, dog? Mr. Band Jesus?
Just don't call me late for lunch.
Well, we know you ain't gonna be late for fucking lunch.
What I'm talking about.
Anyway, bro, bro, tonight is gonna be a good show. We talking about the brass band, the marching bands and brass band, and we got a lot of professional musicians that's gonna be on today, and coming from all your favorite bands. We gonna do another show with some of the other bands, which are your favorite bands too. But we got a lot of people coming on. Before we bring on our guest tonight, what we want y'all to do, of course, is as always, as we say in the beginning.
Yeah, yes, share. Y'all, all that's in this, share the link, man. Make it pop, man. We do this for y'all. Make it pop.
Share this link, share the post. Look, another thing is this, man. We got our YouTube channel. We got to bring our subscribers. Got to come up, man. That's a 30-second thing. We're on YouTube. Crucial Conflict.
Where legends collide and hit subscribe. It don't cost nothing. It's free.
Free.
It's free. If you look, the first 200 subscribers get an autographed picture of me, and I'm gonna give y'all some band clout. And this, like, I don't usually do this. I don't come down for people, but you know, beneath me. But I got y'all. The first 200 people, I got y'all.
Let me say this too. You know how people fix your credit? We gonna fix your band facts.
Hey, if I give you some band clout, I don't care if you was in a hole. People got you.
We gonna get a video where you on the end.
We gonna dub a video of you marching on the end, blowing that.
We are fixing band facts from now on.
Band credit. If your band credit bad, holler at us. We got you.
So look, man, we gonna stop all that crazy stuff. But look, we about to bring on some special guests, bro. Look, man, we got Rebirth representation, Mr. Stafford. We got Hot 8, Mr. Tyrus Chapman about to come on.
Yes, sir.
We got Soul Rebels, Mr. Erion Williams about to come on.
Yes, sir.
We got my boy from the Stooges, Mr. Uncle Al himself.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Alfred Growe on the go.
Look at that 35. Wow. You put the 35 hat on.
You put the 35 hat up there. What are 35 people that are coming?
Yes. Look at the flat top.
Yes.
Oh, hold up.
Look at them haircuts. Look at
that boy. The third boy like he a mic.
Don't worry about that. Yeah. That's the real right there, boss. How many of y'all gentlemen doing?
We good, man. I'm so happy to have y'all on here. Mr. Chapman, Mr. Tyrus, Erion, these some legendary cats, bro. Mr. Uncle Al, I'm telling y'all, these are some
you the man, bro. I love what y'all doing with this platform, man. I know it's COVID and everything, and like we get a chance to sit around and talk, you know, like this is a beautiful thing that y'all doing. Like every week, I done tuned in, especially when we get into the band facts part. Look, that middle school thing was hilarious. So I'm gonna leave it at
yeah. When we get to those legendary band records y'all had on, that was wonderful right there. I appreciate that.
We appreciate y'all for looking, man, and watching. I hope y'all subscribe to that YouTube channel too now.
Yeah, I got to do that. I always watch y'all on Facebook. I got to get on YouTube.
We got that.
Hey, we gotta get them subscribers, man. We do it for the culture. We do it for the culture.
Hey, say Ben.
Ben been on a roll. Ben been on a roll lately.
Dude, Ben been on fire.
Been on a roll. I don't know.
We need to play the song he made on here.
We
I
might
don't
need
care what nobody say. This man dropped a song that'll go number one on.
No, we're not gonna play the one 3-5 drum majors played the wrong way. We ain't dropping that.
No, not that.
No,
See, you the world ain't know about that one. The world ain't even know about that one. We talking about the new one. The man just went double platinum yesterday, man. The man just went double platinum yesterday.
So
no, it ain't the one.
We do have two other guests. I guess they must be having a little technical
difficulties, but we're
gonna start. We're gonna have some respect. So we're gonna start with Uncle Al. We want you to tell us your band facts, what band you play with, how you really got started with all this.
All right, so I started at Livingston Middle under the direction of Darryl Dickinson. He's the first person to ever put a trumpet, matter of fact, to my in my hand, and that's the way I started. He taught me over there, taught me the fundamentals of playing, and then after that I left, went to McDonald 35. Okay, y'all see that? Oh, there you go. Thank you, Miss Robin. I went to McDonald 35, the greatest high school in New Orleans, Louisiana. There I actually switched from trumpet to marching baritone. A lot of people don't know that about me. I actually switched from trumpet to marching baritone at 35. My senior year, I wound up being a drum major. After 35, I kept my marching band career going. I went to Southern University in 1995. There, I went all 4 years. I was actually a baritone section leader in 1998 at Southern. We did some great things up there. While I was at Southern, I actually started playing with I had a couple of brass bands I played with way before then. But in 98, I joined the Stooges brass band. And then from 98 on to now, that's who I've been playing with. Stooges brass band, with Stooges stage band. We had a couple other bands in between that, but that's pretty much me, fellas. Music all the way around. Band facts is true. Check it out.
Man, we appreciate you coming on, Uncle Al, man. So good. You know, I saw you last night. You heard me? We were good. We was having fun.
Yeah. You were hanging. Hey, you hanging with the right people, Johnny. The old folks, man. Hang with the old. You get a lot of knowledge hanging with older guys.
Oh, y'all admit to being old now?
Well, we older. You didn't hear me say old. I said older.
Oh, all right. I had to make sure I wasn't wax out my ear.
Hey, Bert. I got a feeling that you really don't understand tradition and old folk type deal. You've been saying a lot. I've been quiet and sitting back, and I heard my name mentioned a couple of times in the baritone thing and all of that. I ain't said a word. I sat back. I chilled.
You said your name.
It was a comment I saw in a group where they said I was nice on the baritone, and you said something about okay and comparing me to people and stuff like that.
I ain't gonna let you lie on me. You gotta show me that. I wouldn't have done that. I ain't gonna let you lie on me.
It was you.
Were you backing up on your words, dog?
No, because one thing about me, if I say
Burger, y'all tag me.
I tagged you or somebody else tagged you.
Jared Power.
If Jared Power tagged you, I probably look over that comment.
Festivities already.
Because I just said the sky blue and Power is about to tell me it's green. So you know what? Sometimes I read over a few comments.
I just want you to understand, Burger. Before there was a Burger Brooks, there was a whole bunch of musicians that did the same thing, brother. And we did it the same way. And we talk crap to the older ones, just like you do. So,
but guess what? I don't talk crap to y'all. I never no old head can say I talk crap to them. You know what I do?
Let me introduce the next.
I don't allow them to persuade my.
Go ahead. Let me introduce the next. Before we get y'all letting these people get too much already.
Go ahead, man.
Come on, Jesus. You better than that.
You're right. What would bad Jesus do? You're right.
Say, bro, this next person, bro. I'm gonna say this. I was a cocky cat in high school.
Here you go.
I heard this boy play. That's the only young man my senior year I could say was better than me on the horn. Mr. Erion Words. This man right here, this boy could play his ass off right here. Play the hell out of saxophone.
I ain't did nothing.
Erion, tell us your band thing, bro.
I ain't did nothing, man. But look, it's a pleasure to be here. I didn't start off like most everybody. I was like in Catholic school in the Ninth Ward when I first started. So I went to St. David's School from kindergarten to about the 7th grade. I started playing saxophone. In about 4th grade, there I was taking lessons and doing all the things and everything. But after I left there, I went to St. Augustine High School from 1996 to 2001. Started in 8th grade, so there's that. And was drum major, saxophone section leader for a little bit in my junior year. And from there, that was it for my marching days. I went to Xavier University. I got my bachelor's in music from there and played in a concert band and a jazz ensemble there. And from then on, I got into the professional game probably starting in about, I think, my junior year at Xavier, like my sophomore junior year, something like that. Really my senior year at St. O, like we had a band called New Groove. A lot of people don't know that. Like me, shout out to El Wally, shout out to Josh Spade on here. He on here ripping people right now, but it's all good. But we had a band back then called New Groove, and then I started playing again in like, I want to say like 2003, 2004 with Mahogany Brass Band. Shout out to Bryce Miller, Dr. Bryce Miller, excuse me. And
yeah, I play with Mahogany too, B-Run.
Yeah, I'm about to say, look, anybody that grew up in this game and you of our age and like of our ilk, I think you didn't play with Mahogany Brass Band at some point in your life. You feel me? Yeah, shout out. That's where I got my foundation with traditionals and and starting to learn the funk and things like that. And then after Mahogany, I joined Uncle Al and I was in the Stooges Brass Band, and we did a live, man, and did a bunch of second lines, a bunch of parties and everything. And that really groomed me to be where I'm at right now, as I'm a member of the Soul Rebels and been in Soul Rebels for about 15 years at this point. And as far as literally, I had to think, but like I've been in Soul Rebels for 15 years now, bro.
And you was in a band, and you was in a band before that with us. So that
I've been in Soul Rebels for 15 years now. It's crazy. So as far as marching bands go, like I've been all over the map. You feel me? Like I said, just with St. Aug, I used to help out with my brother Virgil Tiller when he was a band director at St. Aug, and helped out with was on the staff with Joshua State when he was at Kill Central City. Right now, I'm on the staff. I'm the co-win instructor at the Roots of Music, and
yes, sir.
I do the Trombone Shorty Academy as well, where we do mostly brass band and doing history of New Orleans music. So that's my band facts. That's where I'm at, man.
Man, Erion, I got a question for you, bro.
That's old school New Orleans. I'm loving that. These band facts off the chain.
Erion, I got a question for you. It went from sweet wine to fucking you. What the fuck happened with Joshua Spate at KMFT? What the fuck? You went from sweet wine, which is
it went. Look, bro, it went before that. I'm gonna tell you like this, and Uncle Al knows what the deal. It went from Tiller to Wayne Lewis, to sweet wine, to me, then to Joshua Spate.
Y'all, that been where
all four of us taught him, basically, because that's where it started from. We all taught him.
But look, Erion, it went from riches to rags.
That
man handled this business, man. And he was the drum major in 02.
Spade said he'll bust your ass.
Well, when Spade can, he know what the. Anyway, it's about them cats. It's about these cats. And we got some questions for y'all. Y'all know how this show go, right? Y'all, you know how we got some questions for y'all. Man, Burger, you go first.
Shout out to Bryce. I see you, bro.
Look, you go
big
first.
Big up, Mr.
Dr.
Miller.
Bryce, my bad.
Dr. Bryce Miller. Good shout out, Bryce. You know we love you.
Man, no, all jokes to the side, man. Y'all got some bad facts that people can't. You can't touch them bad facts, bro. That's crazy.
Hey, man. And look, we did it both ways too. We did it in the brass band, where a lot of people peg us to just being brass band cats. They don't peg us to the history, the actual history of what we actually done. You know what I'm saying? Some of us been around this thing a very long time. I mean, I got tradition in history at Southern. I got tradition in history at 35. Tradition in history. That's why I love the show out there with Mr. Dixon. Because I got tradition in history there.
That was probably my favorite show.
Yeah, I was actually in one of his first, maybe the second or third band that he ever had, marching the streets in the Minerva and a Pontchartrain parade. Y'all probably was babies when we.
I remember that. Parade.
So we did a lot of things. So yeah, we got a lot of history in marching band, and what we try to do is relate that, to the kids. It's not just we this way or we that way. We all of it. We musicians. We play. We do anything.
No, I was listening to him saying that he the whirlwind instructor over the Roots, and like I not to get off subject, I always feel like, man, like we don't have enough of people, teaching whirlwinds, because it's crazy. Like we do a big all-star band every summer, and I see all the whirlwinds in high school during the time for all-star band. None of them show up. I don't know if it's just that they don't feel in place, but man, we'd love for you to come. If you could get the kids through the door, that'd be amazing.
I'd love to get them in the door, man. A lot of, I guess it's a lot of times, like you said, like they might feel like they might be filled out because it's a big all-star band. Look, everybody know what the all-star band is about, bro. It's like it's some powerful shit going on up in there, bro. Like,
I don't. So, I have no idea what the all-star band. When I was in the band, we had the Suno. We had Suno band. That was it. There wasn't no all-star band. That's some 2000 type stuff. I don't know anything about it, sir.
Yes, you gotta go walk in that room one day, bro.
I did. Spade invited me to practice one time. I actually was able to walk in and check it out. Spade invited me to one of the practices. It was nice. It was all right.
That same thing. Spade invited me to one of the practices too. I walked in. I was like, shit.
Everybody thought I was. Everybody thought I was a new band director. I said, "Man, you coming in to be a band director?"
Well, they thought I was a stranger, man. Shit, they were about to kick me out. I said, "Man, who this man is?"
Shout out, man. Shout out to Show Style Talk, man. We see y'all in the comments going up.
Hey, Uncle L, I got a question for y'all right quick, man. Could y'all tell us a little bit about the history? We're gonna start
the origin of y'all bands. Can y'all break it down? Where they originated, stuff like that.
Oh, well, the Stooges started in 1996. I'm not actually an original member. I started in 98. But the Stooges started in 96. Band leader Walter Warder Ramsey. And I can't name everybody that was in the original band, but Walter Warder Ramsey was actually the band leader. He marched at Kennedy. And they started the band. The Rebirth Brass Band actually gave them a shot to do a second line for them. I think it was their 10 or 20 year reunion. And the Stooges did the actual second line for it. And after that, they started booking gigs or whatnot. And when I joined the band, we was like one of the next generation. We had a lot of good cats in there. We just kept it going. Erion actually played with us in what was 2000, something like that.
I got in the Stooges in like 04.
04, okay.
Like 03, 04.
Yeah. So that's some of the small history of the Stooges Brass Band, but we've been doing it over 24. We are at that 24 years. We May 25 next year. We got a actual book that's coming out. It's called Can't Be Faded, and it's gonna actually give you a schematic of our whole band history, our whole band facts and everything. It was we did interviews, and they took interviews from a lot of us, and we just talked about our history. You're gonna hear about everything, the ups, the downs, the ins and the outs of it. So that's me. Erion, go ahead.
About to say, well, if you want to Soul Rebels, if we want to talk about Soul Rebels, I gotta say we got to go way back, and starting with Dijon's Olympia Brass Band, and that the Soul Rebels are an offshoot of Dijon's Olympia Brass Band because they were Young Olympia back in the day, and with former members Lamar LeBlanc. I about to say, well, current members that are in Soul Rebels now, that Lamar LeBlanc and Derek Oops Moss, that was in the band. Oops was drum major at Southern University, and Lamar marched on bass drum at Texas Southern University. So once they got out of the college realm, there, like they had the band with Byron Bernard Fleet, Mervyn Campbell, Emmanuel Stipe, bro, like all them dudes. Like, forgive me if I'm forgetting names right now. Like, it's so many.
That's why I didn't try.
Yeah, I say it's so many. It's so many. Like, just try to rattle them off. You feel me? Curtis Watson, and they started the band as like when they were in Young Olympia, they were playing more traditional style of music. So they decided that they wanted to branch off and they wanted to get into the more funk style, like your Dirty Dozen, like Rebirth, But they wanted to put a twist on it, like where everybody was doing like more second line. They wanted to get into some more funk, some more hip hop, like R&B, and like stuff like in the 90s that they were listening to on the radio, and they wanted to get into it. So the band became Soul Rebels. They got their chance, like they were opening as Young Olympia. They opened for the Neville Brothers at Tipitina's. And Cyril Neville of the Neville Brothers and of the Meters that a lot of people might know, some people might not. But he actually named the band. And they opened at Tipitina's, and he says, and Lamar would always tell the story to be like, man, Cyril would say, man, y'all sound like some rebels up there, man. And y'all got a whole bunch of souls. It's like, y'all sound like a bunch of soul rebels. And they all of them say, oh, say that's the name. They said, so that's how it started. And from there that's where it came from. Like, they back in the early days, it like did a bunch of second lines, used to play a bunch of clubs in the city and everything. And then they sort of faded away from it, like back like in the, I want to say what that was at when No More Parades came out. That was like 2000,
99. Yeah, 99.
So like I'm still in high school. You feel me? And I'm following all this. So like this, like we still in high school and everything. So they started fading away from like the whole second line like parade scene and wanted to like really concentrate on the stage and international touring and festivals and things like that. So. And they made a living in clubs in New Orleans for a long time until, we started traveling. Like I got in a band in 2005. So, and we did a bunch of traveling. Yo.
Erion, I don't want is that big Alvarez?
That's Big Al.
Alvarez, look at him.
Alvarez Huntley.
You see what it is, man.
What it do? Big
Alvarez. We got our new down, man. Go ahead and get these people your band facts.
I can't be Big Al no more. Nah, shit, I gotta
go ahead, give them your band facts.
Yeah, we got Al coming in. Go ahead, man.
I'm sorry about that, Erion. Go for it.
Yeah, we're good. That's the whole history, man. The rest is history from there.
Man, I first met Big Al, man. He probably don't much remember, man. He used to come by Agee because he was one of four. He went to Booker T on the four, right, Big Al? Man, I met him, and he went to Southern. He went to Southern, and like him and Swamp Thing used to always come to Abe, and used to look up to him, and be like, man, look at these cats, man. Been on this home for a long time, for I know. Man, give us your band facts.
Man. Say, bro, I ain't gonna even must go all the way in like that, but I started out in elementary, Edgar P. Harney, and I went for the Samuel J. Green after that. Shout out to Ms. Lear and Mr. Miles. From there, I wound up at Booker T. Washington under Ken Ford, and that's really I owe the most to through my whole musical career, man. Like he stepped in and was really like a father figure in my life. I was going through a lot at the time, so shout out to Ken Ford. And from there, I went on the yard in '96, trumpet off top. Ask them, don't ask me.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, after that, I was literally like, I quit playing trumpet 3 times in my life, man. Nobody don't even really know this. Like I was choosing other paths musically, and I ain't really choose trumpet game. It chose me, man. Like I said, I tried to run away from it several times in my life, and Al, man, he the one who really is responsible for me getting all the way back in it, man. He can't got me off the porch. And just to show you how real it was still in my life, when Al came hollered at me, he just saw me on the porch chilling in the hood. He was like, "Man, what's up, man? You still playing?" I'm like, "Man, I ain't played my horn in 2 years." He's like, "You serious?" I'm like, "I ain't played my horn in 2 years." So he was like, "What you doing? You have a horn?" I'm like, "I don't even have a horn." He was like, "You have a mouthpiece?" I pulled it out of my pocket. Wound up at a band practice with him, and it was like, it really wasn't fair because they didn't know me.
Tell him the story. Tell him the story how it happened.
For about an hour listening to these dudes play a song, and I knew the trumpet players there, and the leader just got kind of upset. He was like, "Man, look, see if you can learn this part right quick." I played the part. He was like, "You can play that upper octave?" I played the upper octave. He was like, "Man, practice is over. You got a job." I'm like, "What?"
You hired? Come on, keep it real, Al. It was like you hired and you fired. That's it.
With the Stooges, man. Like, and they pulled me off the porch, man. I was gonna never play trumpet again, maybe teach or something like that, but actually be a professional musician, I ain't never see that in my future, like it is now, man. So from playing with the Stooges, it really wasn't a long time, but the vibe and what we had there was something special in a very short period of time. And from there, I wound up doing the second line with them. In the first parade that I did with them, I saw who we were like up against and everybody else around, and it was like everybody from my neighborhood and the crew that I normally roll with was like on the other side, and I was with this crew. And long story short, I got a call that same Sunday night to come sit in with Hot 8, and that's been my job like ever since, man. Like I hollered at the band, let them know what the deal was. It's always been love ever since then. And since I've been with Hot 8, man, it's just endless stuff that I could just sit here and talk about, man. Like I never ever believed that I could do this, but I'm here, man. I'm a part of the culture. I'm a part of the community, and I'm proud of what it has become because it was like on the decline for a while, and like now you got bands coming from everywhere, and these little dudes like really can play, man. So I'm proud of what the culture is lifted back up to because it was on the decline, and I don't see that no more. So
true.
That's pretty much me, man. If you know Hot 8, you know all the stuff we've done, Grammy nominations, and we've been in HBO specials, like halftime shows for all kind of stuff. We travel the world regularly. That's one thing I appreciate. Right now, we'll be on the other side of the world, and it'll be 20 degrees cooler. But we suffering.
Hey, it's a blessing that y'all made it back too, boy. Because I heard y'all was right at the cusp. Man. Y'all right at the cusp when that COVID stuff hit. Y'all was on that road. Y'all was on that slab.
Speaking about Hot 8, man, rest in peace to De Niro Shavers, man. Like real stuff. De Niro was at Abe. He was the drum instructor at Abe my senior year, bro. That dude was a special cat, and he loved to teach. And he just like, if you know him, he had a heart of gold. Like, man, that was a real humble cat, and he could play. Like he could play. Dude. Shout out to him.
Yes, sir.
Barry, you got a next question?
Man, I be listening to these cats talk, man, giving the bad facts. I be like, damn. And you know what I'm saying? That's crazy because a lot of people get that misconception that Burger don't care. I do care. This is the type of stuff I care for. The fact that y'all detailing it the way y'all detailing it, that's what I want to hear about. I don't, you know what I'm saying? It's different. Y'all all had y'all own paths. It all turned to greatness at the end of the day. So I'm never ashamed of that. That's my history too. Y'all history is gonna be my damn history. I look up to that shit. That's the shit I look up to. All the drama and shit, nah, they can keep that. This the shit. This love right there.
Word.
See, bro, I got a question. Do you think that New Orleans appreciate the culture of brass band? Big L, we're gonna start with you since you just came on. Do you think New Orleans appreciate the culture of brass band? Big L.
You said, do I think New Orleans appreciates the culture of brass band?
Yeah, do you think New Orleans appreciate the culture of brass band?
You mean like the city itself as the community, or like the other side,
like in general? Do you feel like so? I'm gonna just say this. I know personally Heard and Riley. I don't know if y'all know who Heard and Riley is. He said he gets a lot of more love overseas do he do in his own country. So
I totally agree with that, but the reason why I would agree with that, and to add it, like, and I say this about here all the time, we kind of naive about what we hold on to and what we have here. And this is one of the most unique art forms in the world, man. And they can't get it every day. They can't get it every week. So for us to be there and they see real raw New Orleans live in their part of the world, like, it's a total different appreciation. Now here, I won't say that they don't appreciate it, but they can get it whenever. Like, it's not something that's out of reach. So it's a part of the culture. You're going to see it for everything. Weddings, funerals, whatever, just because I felt like it, because I like this band. Like, So I wouldn't say that they don't appreciate it. I'll say that it is appreciated. But I will say that we don't get treated fairly in a lot of situations. And I would say that it's undervalued. Not appreciated. It's definitely appreciated, but undervalued to a great capacity.
There you go.
Most definitely.
There you go.
Somebody
hey, can I chat?
What I was saying in the comments, what I mean is about the people. You could say that just in general in New Orleans, there's a lot of stuff that goes on, like with the government, with the mayor, like everything, with the people. We all be on gigs, and it's a lot of people don't really appreciate the value, like you just said, of with brass band, like how much people get paid, like a lot of that stuff. So that's what I mean when I say that. I wanted to clarify my question.
Hey, but
Big L, go ahead.
To add to that,
Uncle L.
Yeah. To add to that, I feel like it could be valued much greater, man. Right now, you're sitting here listening to a Grammy-nominated trumpet player on this live. It's a Grammy-nominated trumpet player. You're also listening to a guy that's done gigs with Erion, who are Nas and DMX. You know what I'm saying? It's appreciated everywhere around the world, man. We can go in places and see our pictures and everything. And in New Orleans, there's ways that I feel that we could get appreciated more. I mean, we love to say it's Sunday fun day, but without doing second lines, we are shut down. I mean, there's no plan for brass band musicians and our culture in New Orleans. I mean, there's a lot of different things. If you got a Grammy award-winning brass band members that was on here a little earlier, and you got Grammy nominated, but yet we got people in New Orleans never heard a song from Hot 8 Brass Band or a song from Rebirth Brass Band. Whereas we got 5, 6, 7 different stations in New Orleans that play all kinds of music. You can turn on the radio and hear pop that thing, bust it open, slap this woman in the face and all of that, but you can't put on a radio and hear traditional brass band or regular brass band music. That is not value. I think our New Orleans, when we do commercials, when it's time for New Orleans to grow or time for New Orleans to come back, they're gonna call on us to help us bring that culture back. Well, now it's time for them to help us. I mean, there's different things, different cultural things that you can do to help us in the time of need. And I feel like that's when the value, like Al said, that's when the value is not appreciated. You know what I'm saying? At this time right now, they should be doing all type of things that they can be doing for us. Playing us on the radio, playing our commercial, showing us, okay, don't do this second line, but we're gonna give you a platform for your brass band to actually go live and have a professional brass band. You don't have to pay for it. The city is gonna pay for it. So your brass band can have a professional live so that you can make money. We don't want free money. We want to earn our money. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to go out there and get handouts. We want to earn ours, but it's been taken with COVID. It's been taken away from us. So give us an alley. When it's time for everything to come back, you're gonna want us to give you an alley. Give us an alley for these younger guys to go out and make money and do what they've been doing for their whole life, play music. That's when the value gets knocked down.
Before you answer, I got a question that I want to ask. Like, basically, You know what I'm saying? You got guys like y'all that's like legends and put in all this time in this brass band world. Do you think that the brass band world is just oversaturated with so many bands? Like far as like, okay, I could book a Grammy nominated guy for this price, but somebody else might say, man, I could give you give me half of that. You got a band. You know what I'm saying? That's the problem.
Let me answer that real quick. That Grammy nominated band has a stigma. You can't get Hot 8 with anybody else. You gotta hire Hot 8 to get Hot 8.
Period.
Straight up. They made a model, they made a product, and that product is rich. You can get somebody to imitate, like we used to say at Southern, often imitate but never duplicate it. You can get somebody to model that image, I noticed that was never gonna be Hot 8.
I noticed that was one of the problems because you got a lot of bands, little small bands, little new, but you got a lot of them. So it's kind of different, you know what I'm saying? And it's to me, I just feel like, man, there's only so much money to go around when you got all these bands. Like I said, and I feel like the people out of town do appreciate y'all a little more because, like somebody said in the comments, they don't have access to that all the time. You know what I'm saying? They don't, so they appreciate it more. And people here, I see people all the time just settle for a band. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure y'all done dealt with that before. Y'all gave them a price and never heard from them again. And then you look up, you see they done booked some little rinky-dink band. You know, no disrespect to nobody. But I'm just saying, like, that's another problem that I see in the brass band world that y'all got to fight with.
That's just a part of the game. That's been that way since before I even put my mouth to a horn.
Since inception.
Yeah, it's been like that. But guess what? If I want to book the Soul Rebels, ain't nobody else gonna do what the Soul Rebels do. I need to book the Soul Rebels, and whatever price Soul Rebels cost, I'm gonna pay that price because I want the Soul Rebels.
Right.
Period. And I feel like market is nothing marketability wise for New Orleans to support us that way and put us on the radio. So now think about it, Berger. How many musicians or how many songs you heard that you hated the song the first time you heard it? But every time you keep hearing it on the radio, every time you ride, you keep hearing it. Now you humming it. You don't even like the song, but now you humming it. Now you singing it. We don't get that. We don't get that exposure.
It's called repetition.
We don't get that repetition. You know what I'm saying? They had like 3-4 brass bands drop CDs last year. Do you know any of the songs that's on the CDs? Big Six dropped the song CD. TBC dropped the CD.
I will say this.
We dropped the CD and only got
Soul Rebels. That's why I said 3-4 different bands.
I'm not really big on the brass band where I just really started really paying attention maybe like about a year ago, and I really like it. But you know what I'm saying? I listen for a certain sound, and I don't want to like come off messed up, but every band don't have that sound that I'm looking for.
Absolutely.
Like a few bands that have a sound that I'd be like, damn, like this shit amazing, like literally. And you know what I'm saying? So a lot of it I listen to it and I'd be like, yeah, that you know what I'm saying? I don't really like it. Not to down nobody.
You're right.
But
that's it on.
Yeah. I'm really into a lot of the older bands. Like no disrespect to nobody. But I hear it and it's a sound that you cannot, it's unmatched. If you're a real musician and you listen to music, man, some of them bands just got a sound that you just be like, damn.
Look, that is what it is. Look, everybody has their own sound, and that's what makes all bands, to me, that's what make all bands great. Everybody got their own thing that they do, you know, and especially with the older bands, you know. Like I fell in love with this game with the Dirty Dozen and Rebirth, man. Like, bruh, you can't match that. Like you just can't. Like, and that's where it comes. Everybody got their own thing, but to talk about like what Al was talking about is like as far as like the city goes and like marketing and not putting bands on the radio, like bruh, like come on. It's been since what? Just for the modern brass band. You talk about Dirty Dozen started in the 70s, and now we in 2020. We still can't get on the radio, bro.
Yeah, but Erion, we get on the radio for Mardi Gras. So
we get on the radio for Mardi Gras.
They can't tell me you can't do it. All day long we on for Mardi Gras.
That's what I'm saying. What would y'all? I mean, we want to help this platform and stuff like this. We do want to help that type of stuff. So what can we do to help that?
But you know that is kind
requested,
like real shit. Like real shit. What you said. As I'm hearing Uncle L, this is our fucking people.
Right.
This is where that shit started. And all these years, brass band's been in the fucking city. since, if I'm not mistaken, since maybe the early 1900s, you know,
right?
Oliver and all them, Louis Armstrong, like that type. Bro, you mean to tell me we don't have a fucking station
Hey,
that does not play brass band?
WWZ is really the only one, bro.
Yeah, they
right,
have one.
really?
I was look. I don't want to be funny, but I took a lift not too long ago, and the guy came got me, and I thought he had a CD in. I'm not being funny, but it was some brass band music being played on the. It was a radio station. I'm not sure what it was. I was like,
WWZ.
it's OZ.
it's probably what it was, but I asked him. I said, "What CD that is?" He said, "That's not a CD. That's a radio station."
But the thing is with OZ is so versatile around. It's so much. You're not getting exactly, you know what I'm saying? You're not getting the heart and the soul of what's going on in the streets right now. You know what I'm saying? The streets talk.
Right.
So my
Dog.
thing is, you know, it's just it could be marketed way better. It's just not for some reason. You know what I'm saying? And that's a shame. I can go actually to Florida or anywhere and hear brass band music on a daily basis, but I can't do it here. And but yet the problem we see, but yet they want the leaders and the uncles and everybody to talk to the younger bands when they go out there and play second lines during this COVID time. Man, hey man, can y'all give them a holler and tell them, you know, can we trying to do this, we trying to do that? Well, it's easy. If you know Super Sunday and you know Sunday is a day that we actually do things or whatnot, throw these bands, you know what I'm saying? A lot of these bands, all they're doing, they're not doing it for money, they're doing it for free. You know what I'm saying? Or if they go live, it's not, you're not gonna make $1 million going live. What they're trying to do is promote their band and keep the culture going. Okay, throw them on the radio. Give them a platform. You know what I'm saying? Come up with a plan and give them a platform. That's all we ask for. We don't want nothing for free. The Hot 8, the Soul Rebels, the Rebirth, the Stooges, the TBC, Big Six, none of these brass bands want nothing for free. You know what I'm saying? We don't want handouts. We don't want handouts. But remember us, because you're going to remember us when the city opened, when they come with the cure and the city opened back, it's gonna be every brass band, everybody on the second line and all of that. We're the first people they call. They're not calling the fool people. They're not, I mean, every now and again, but they need us. Now all of a sudden, now we can remember, we do have brass bands. And they say, no, remember us now. Right. I'm sorry, because I get passionate about it because it's been a soapbox I've been on for a long time. And
it's real though.
It's like they ducking the fact. You know what I'm saying? We got Mr. Erion that's gonna go live. You know what I'm saying? We do all kinds of things. But when it comes down for us, for them to look out for us as a community, we can't find them. We looking for them. But let somebody go out there and play a second line and put a crowd out there. Oh my God, this the brass band, and we called the police, and who is this? And nobody got masks on, and blase. But yeah, at the same time, these people, that's what they do for their living. That's their job. Just like they got people that cut hair. And just like they got people that work this place and work that place, and they want they think that's our job. That's what we do. Yeah. And it's been taken away from us. So the city of New Orleans need to help us. Help us help you. Straight up.
We gotta, well, that's a job for everybody. Basically, the whole entire community, not just the brass band musicians. That's everybody, man. That's on everybody. Thanks. We protest for everything else, and you know what I'm saying? So I figured, man, we got to do something because at the end of the day, man, y'all got families at the end of the day. And I know how that feel, man, when you working and it's feeling like you ain't got, you know what I'm saying? That's messed up. All this COVID stuff, I know that shit messed over y'all. It ain't like y'all could travel nowhere. You know what I'm saying? So that's just a situation to be put in, period. And you know what I'm saying? We got to stop supporting people that don't support us, basically. With the brand band. We can't, if you don't support us when we was down, we most definitely don't need your support when we up. You know what I'm saying? Because
true.
So just like all these radio stations that play everything but what they should be playing, that's a problem. And I wouldn't know this if I ain't talked to y'all and heard it and hear the passion in y'all voice to hear from y'all. So it's kind of, you know what I'm saying? I figured this conversation went a whole other way.
It's real.
I'm actually hearing it. So the conversation went a whole other way for me.
Burger, remember. Burger, remember, you talking to a Grammy-nominated trumpet player. How many Grammy-nominated trumpet players you talk to on a daily basis? You're talking to one right now, and you mean to tell me none of his music is on our radio stations?
Damn.
You know what I'm saying?
Talking about
Erion last year. Erion was face to face with Nas. That is ridiculous. This is New Orleans.
All right, I know we
asleep,
was all subject for a while, and that really needs to be said. But I want to ask y'all some questions. Like, how did marching band help y'all brass band career, and the connection between marching band and brass band?
It's a definite connection simply because everything is based on grooves, man. And you could take one of those songs and just put it on a second line type groove, or just change the groove of it and make it fit to be more of a street song. And we rocking with that because all of us basically come from the marching band culture. Like, you'll hear us just, if it's a bunch of us out of a different band, you might hear us play Black and Blues or anything, just because it's one of those songs that everybody know, but we'll play it on a second line type groove, like, or something. So it's a direct connection. Chop wise, if you coming straight from that, it's just beast mode all the way. Now it's an adjustment, and that's something that I had to go through firsthand. Like, I was coming, the last thing I did before I started doing it was marching band. So, everybody was hyped up because of the hops, like, man, this man hitting G's like it's nothing, B flats and all this. Like, they was really hyped up about that. But then it got to a point where it was too much and it was overwhelming. And it didn't sound like brass band music. It sounded like marching band. So it was like, this just not the sound, bro. We got to change this up. And that made me change mouthpieces about 6 times. Like, went from Silkies to regular brands, Box and Monets and all that. And now it's just like, you just got to be a man and go to the one and just play on the one, man. Like, so if it's different mouthpieces for different roles in the marching band. Depends on what you're really doing. You should have more than one mouthpiece, because I wouldn't, hindsight now and me knowing everything now, I would have never played on the same mouthpieces for concert band that I played in for marching band. But I did because I was able to. But to have a sweeter sound, a darker sound, like you can change that up just simply with the mouthpiece. So the direct connection was there. And like I'm saying, chop wise, if you're going straight in the brass band, it's just some small adjustments you have to do. But if musically already on top of it, then it's just an adjustment.
Real. Go ahead, brother E. Go ahead, brother.
That's real. Look, I mean, if there's always been for me a direct correlation between marching bands and brass band, especially playing in Soul Rebels. Like, it was basically the backbone of the bands. Like, everybody, in all of these bands have pretty much marched in a high school band or college band at some point in their life. To Big Al point, like you said, it's crazy. You can go from one style and go to another. You got to switch mouthpieces. It's a switch thing. Your whole mentality has to change to where, you in marching band, and your whole thing is projection. Your whole thing is, how can I get the loudest sound possible out this instrument? Especially, I'm coming down St. Charles, like this is what I need. But I'm in a brass band. I'm in the second line. It's basically the same thing. But what if I'm on a stage? I don't really need to play that loud. I got a mic in front of me. So you might need to switch your mouthpiece. You might need to back off a little bit. So it's the same, because I think it's entertainment. And like Big Al said as well, it's like a lot of the songs that you play, a lot of the ways, especially in Soul Rebels, a lot of the ways that the songs are structured, they're structured like a marching band. Like, trombone's gonna play this, saxophone gonna play this, trumpets, y'all got the melody, or trombones, y'all got the melody on this one, or we get it's like it's all structured the same way. It's like an arranger that will write out a song. Like, you sitting in practice, right? And somebody pass you out a piece of music. In their mind, they sitting there, I know what section could give me the best out of this part right here. And that's kind of how a brass band is set up. So where a trombone and saxophone gonna play the chords, let the trumpet play the melody. Or if it's reversed, the trumpets might play because like you don't know. So that's that correlation to where arrangement wise is definitely like marching band, and is especially in Soul Rebels where I'm at right now is that part just arrangements and the way it's delivered is like paramount to everything that is going on. What happened?
So what makes the second line is the back row.
Yes.
Can y'all hear me?
Absolutely.
What you mean by that? What you mean by that?
Is actually
the drummers and the tuba player.
Well, right. The drummers and the tuba player. They are the actual
that little inside joke would always be we could rock the second line without the front row.
They
that's
always say that.
The groove.
That's exactly what I was about to say. Yeah, it's the groove that actually makes the second line. You know, even when we practice horn parts or whatever, we'll kind of break it down. The drummers will be on one side and the horn players will be on the other side. Because when we get it together, it's actually the groove that actually turns it from a marching band song to a second line song. Now, traditionally, it wasn't like that because you had to deal with tailgating, you had to deal with heads, and you had to actually know exactly what you were doing with it. So it wasn't just the drummers that made a second line. And that's the difference a lot of times between the arrangements that's being brought to the second line world now and arrangements that was being brought to the second line world then. You know what I'm saying? That's why you get a lot of the old guys saying that we can't listen to the new music because it's not tradition on what it was before. And the younger guys was like, well, what the people really want to hear is what we're doing now. So that's the controversy you kind of hear between you're probably gonna talk to them younger guys about that also. But that's the controversy, and that's the difference. Back in the day, it was more of it wasn't playing whole notes all the time and chords all the time. It was more of tailgating, playing heads, the traditional beat, and we're doing it the traditional way. Now it's more of this chord, that chord. It's more tending to marching band style. So that's the difference between both of them. We just in a genre right now where we made the switch.
Yeah, I got a question right quick.
Hold on, I want to ask him this good question before they go, Johnny. This one
good. Hold on. Burger, hold up. You just asked your question. Fuck me. You better wait. I'm going to start acting like man on your fucking ass. You acting like a piece of shit right now. Let me ask my motherfucking question right now. You acting like a fucking piece of shit.
Come on.
Let me be mad tonight. Let me go. All right, so you can ask your question because we got a little bit more time with that. I want to come from an educational standpoint. Do you think brass band needs to be taught on the same level as concert band in schools?
No doubt, most definitely. And I'm gonna say, yeah. You know why I say yeah? Because they pay us to go to France to work with their kids on this.
Bruh, please
they pay us to go to Spain to work with their kids on this.
Please
so
tell them
here in New Orleans, like that's another way where I say it's underappreciated because our kids should be given. I really personally feel like every child at some point in their life should be given music. If you learn 26 alphabets, you can learn these notes right quick.
Fact.
Point blank. Ain't no more to it. Give them the option.
Right.
They may choose it, they may not. But guess what? They're going to know how to read music. They're going to know these notes go from A to G and back to A all over again. Once I can identify this A and I could go up line, I know every note. Like, even if I'm not dealing with music, you learn something totally new that's a foreign language to everybody else that don't know it.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that that's one of the sad things to me that is not in every. It could really be at the preschool level because they're already interactive and they already have hand-eye coordination and the sounds are already intriguing to them. So for them to be able to play bing, bang, bang, and you singing something with that, like I guarantee you, they're gonna be receptive to it. Period. You're gonna be receptive to beating the drum or pressing that key on the piano, or once you get to actually hearing the sound, that would make a kid be intrigued to even be like, man, that thing in your hand, mate, what is that thing? Like, that's just gonna make them want to know. So definitely, I say as early as possible, it should be at least be an option.
Thanks.
So before I get y'all out of here, I gotta ask y'all this question.
The thing is, when you say concert music,
Go ahead, Uncle L. Go ahead.
Oh, what I was saying is real quick. Concert music, back in the day was looked at really, really strong. You know, we had to go through LMEA and all those different things like that. Now, I mean, these kids are using brass bands to actually put food on their table. You know what I'm saying? These kids are learning this music and they venturing off. So I feel like if we did have band directors that implemented that, just like they implement anything else, it would help them kids learn their traditionals. It would help them kids learn how to listen and improv and learn how to listen to another horn and know exactly where they at, so they know where they need to be. They can listen to intonation, all of those different things, and that'll help your band in future marching band things because you have those musicians. So I feel like right now, LMEA and all of those different things we use in concert, all that stuff is pretty much gone. It's old. You know, right now these kids really wanting something. If they want to play their horn, they want to do things that they can help make money and different things like that. And brass band is where it's at.
To that point, I was like, I know I'd like do this at I'm at Trombone Shorty Academy there, which actually like teaches like brass band music, like it's only high school. So, but to that point, like we tell them kids every day, like, look, y'all, like we didn't have this, so like it's a great opportunity for them to do this, like, and we do this on Monday nights, you know. Well, shout out to COVID. I mean, I don't know when we're gonna do it again, but like, but to Big Al point, that need to be in every elementary school, every preschool, every high school in this city, bro.
Man, wouldn't that be something y'all could? I mean, y'all could make that happen. There's enough of y'all, man, that y'all could really make that happen. And I don't believe there's a band director out here that'll turn y'all away.
I see a lot of schools that's starting to have like the brass band.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, they got the class, got brass, and all that.
On just from what you just said, I can't see a band director turning us around.
I like to say thank. Hello.
Yeah, you in there?
I like to say thank you. I like to say.
Ask Al about.
I want to say.
Somebody said to ask you about Booker T. Washington concert band. Somebody said to ask Al about Booker T. Washington concert band.
And what far was
this? I'm gonna say to that, it was one of the most slept on things in the city, bro. Like, I'm gonna tell you, man. The school, our auditorium was A1, and the history on it was that's where, you know, our people used to go to shows back when it was segregated and everything. That's where they used to go, to Booker T. Washington Auditorium. So just the feel and the vibe in there is just so different, man. But every year, man, my 4 years at Booker T, every year we had concert, like not just concert band, we had an actual concert, like a real recital, like just us, all us, like about 90 minutes worth of music. And we played stuff, man. We played soundtracks from different Walt Disney stuff. We played 1812 Overture. Like, we played real music, man.
That's far
concert,
for you, right?
man.
That was far for you.
That's why I said, like, he was like, musically, he was the biggest impact in my life, period, man. Like, I'm gonna say it again, shout out to Mr. Ford, bro. And because of the school where we were, that was a part of the reason why he left and wound up at Aid, man. And just to speak on that real quick, we lost a lot of dudes that could play to other schools, whether y'all would believe it or not. These dudes was coming there, getting it in, getting in beast mode quick. I'm talking about like quick, bro. This dude is a teacher, man. And how he had us, we was really working with these dudes, building them up. But the next year, you'll see him at 3-5, Full Shade, Kennedy. It's like, how these dudes even getting in these other schools? Like, it was just with us last year. And it came to a point, 92, 93, man, we had a guy, Corey Crockett on F-horn went up. Then behind him, Frederick Carter went up on the tuba, man. Behind him, we had dude Clyde Stays went up on clarinet. I went behind him. So this was like 4 years consecutively back to back. And right after I graduated, our trumpet player, who was sexually, he was going to be band captain and everything, man. He got killed, man. Like right before his 18th birthday, man. He just started playing with Hot 8 at the time, and this man lost his life. And that was the end of the road for Mr. Ford, man. He's just like he lost too many kids, and to lose that one to a murder, like that was the end for him at that particular school. But the concert thing, man, every year catalogs.
Before y'all roll out, give me some of y'all biggest marching band rivals. No, from New Orleans, some of y'all biggest rivals, man.
Just as far as what school we went to, or just like
marching band, any rival that you had when you was in high school.
I want to know your brass band rival. That's what I want to know.
Everybody.
I want to know your brass band rival.
Well, for years, it was always where it started off Hot 8 against Rebirth, then it was Stooges against Hot 8. It's tradition, it gets passed down. Really, what happens is
the streets.
Who's the hot band that's going on now? It's like it gets passed. So at one time it was the Rebirth, then Rebirth started going on tour, then it was Hot 8, then Hot 8 started going on tour. It was the Stooges. Stooges started going on tour. You know what I'm saying? TBC started doing that. Well, TBC really pretty much out there now. Big Six is out there now. So it's really back to marching band thing. It goes vice versa, and it gets passed down from generation to generation. You know what I'm saying? They had the generation where they had the Little Rascals, Soul Rebels, New Birth, Rebirth. You know what I'm saying? And then it got passed down to Stooges, Hot 8, and Mahogany. There was a whole bunch of different bands, and then it just gets passed down. So it's not really a rival thing. It's really, honestly, who can get the gigs. So we got to market ourselves. We got to challenge. We got to do all of this so we can get that gig before this other band get the gig.
I think this next segment
what it all boils down to.
Say, bro, I'm about to sit and watch this next segment because this is about to be fun.
Yeah, they going through that struggle. Listen, Johnny, they going through that struggle right now. We don't have to do Big Al. We ain't got to do that no more. We don't have that struggle like that.
We ain't got to do none of that.
And this is what I'm gonna say. We still get a lot of calls for the street, and the thing is that we be gone, bro. Or we know we gonna be gone, and it don't make sense for us to just try to hook up a B band or something. We gonna tell them, look, call TBC, call the Truth, call this one, call this number, ask for this person. Like, I mean, we recommending these guys, but at the same time, because I know y'all got to flip to the other side. So whoever on the other side or whatever it's gonna be, one thing that I know for sure, we got to know what we worth, fellas. All us, man. I'm talking about for real. Ain't no underbidding, ain't no nothing, man. What it is what it is, man. Bread was $1.69 12 years ago. That shit $3, yo. Everything going up but us, man. If they don't want paid, they don't want the band, dog. And I ain't being disrespectful to the people or the culture, because y'all know our people, we gonna do it and don't even give a fuck about getting paid. It ain't even about the money.
Right.
Because we love this shit too. And we holding down the culture. But that underbidding shit, no, man, that don't go like that, man. Whatever the price is, that's the price, man. If that's your people, that's another thing. Do it for them off the love. But we can't do that shit, man. If they call us and tell us, we tell them we want $5,000 for the parade. They tell us we got 35. All right, well, look, call them. We calling them, telling them, look, them people got 3,500. Don't take less than 35, and you're doing it for 17. Letting them mouthpiece, man. Know yourself, know your worth, man. I'm talking to all y'all, all us, me included.
About to everybody on here, bro. Please listen to that, man.
Know yourself, know your worth, man.
Really, I feel like
them people use us to market. Them people use us to market this city 24/7. You go in the airport while while it's shut down, you look on the floor. They got the trombone slides to imitate the social distancing. Don't use us to market the city like that if you're not gonna take care of us. The foundations,
Yes, sir.
If you a foundation, man, you know who the band leaders are. You know what bands y'all call to come play for y'all festivals and all that. Ain't no such thing as each individual member needs to apply for all this stuff. Holler at the band leaders and issue that shit, man. We hurting just like y'all heard.
Say, bro, we really appreciate y'all coming on. We about to move to the next segment, man.
Handle y'all business, bro. We
handle your
fans,
business,
bro.
bro.
Y'all keep it up, bro. Keep on doing what y'all doing, bro. I'm gonna be tuning in.
I'm on this every week, bro. This is a good conversation, man.
Y'all gained a big fan tonight, bro. All three of y'all fellas, real talk. I ain't know before tonight, but I know now.
But y'all keep it up. Get the other fellas their time, bro.
Yeah. And we move to the next segment.
Y'all keep it up, bro. Appreciate y'all, bro. It's a good platform.
Appreciate y'all for coming on, man. Appreciate y'all for coming.
Say, bro, as we move to the next segment, I just want to say, it kind of went over a lot of people's head, but Deontay Kennedy put something out there for Brad. He wants to do a virtual class or a class. He said he was
willing to pay. I saw that he was willing to pay.
He willing to pay somebody to show his kids about the culture and do a clinic at his school. You know, so whoever jump on that, you know, you just jump on and holler at Deontay. You know, Deontay Kennedy. New Orleans made this nigga famous. So y'all y'all know what it is, man. Let's get to the next segment. We kind of went over time.
We went over time, so we gotta jump into the next segment, man.
We got some representation from TBC, Big Six, and the Truth. It's about to get ugly in here. I think it's about to go down in here.
Man. What you
say?
Man,
don't say that. Don't say it's gonna get ugly, brother. No,
y'all gotta top them old cats, man. Them old cats, man. Them boys got some resumes, man.
Man. Man. You gotta follow greatness, man. You know we look up to them dudes.
Most definitely.
So we TBC. We lost. They're gonna be coming on soon. We lost the connection. But look, man, let me introduce these cats, man. I'm gonna introduce.
Let them introduce themselves and get a band fact, starting with Kraig, man. Go ahead.
I'm Kraig Dixon, of course. I'm the True Brass Band. I'm a little different. You heard me? I'm from the West Bank. You know what I'm saying? I'm from Brenard. You heard me? So growing up, we didn't really have no elementary bands and things of that nature. So I went to St. Mark's and I ended up going to, you know what I'm saying, West Jeff High School. Well, my band director was good friends with the late great, you know what I'm saying, the late great band director at Clark. You feel me? John Summers. That's why I ran into Travis Carter and Larry Brown, and that's how I ended up being the original member of the True Brass Band.
Shout out to Summers, man. All right, Lamar, we on.
That's what's up. All right, my name Lamar Heard. They call me Marley Senior right now. You know, that's something I didn't gain into after being a father. But your boy started at Joseph S. Clark. Well, before Joseph S. Clark, I went to the school called Radolph T. Daniel. I started off in a concert band. Never knew nothing about the marching band culture till I got to Joseph S. Clark. You heard me? Under John Summers. Yeah, man. My original instrument is trumpet. After doing 3 years at Clark, when Clark went moving from uptown to downtown, I went to Sarah T. Reed and joined over there with what y'all call the slave trade. You know?
All right.
Yeah, but you know, it wasn't on that level. I just looked at the better connections, you know, when it came to going to the next level for college. It looked like he had a better connection with the HBCUs that I had in mind of going to. So I went and did one rip at Reed. I was co-section leader my senior year. Other than that, from there I went to TSU, crabbed in 2005. Ran into Clarence Gibson right after he wrote Ring My Bell for Sarah T. Reed. From there I went audition. He took good care of me for 3 years out there in Houston, Texas at TSU, marched in the Ocean of Soul. In 2007, I picked up the trombone. Me and a couple of the people from New Orleans that was in the band. We decided to start a brass band. It was called the Voodoo Brass Band. From there, came down to New Orleans, linked up with a couple of friends, like from Joseph S. Clark, Larry Brown, Travis Carter. You know, became a member of the True Brass Band. Also was a member of other bands like the Stooges with Uncle L, the Free Agents. There was like a hot band that was right after Katrina. They made that song, Made It Through That Water. And then right now, currently started in 2017, we started this band called the Big Six Brass Band. I'm pretty sure y'all real acquainted with it, you know. And that's where we at right now, you know.
Right. Dropping them bad facts. I see y'all, fellas. I see y'all. Say, bro, Lamar. Now, I don't know if you remember this, bro. My senior year at Clo, when we marched to Nam Talk, bro, we was walking back to the bus. And I saw Lamar with a trombone on the back of the
Ain't
truck.
nothing bird saying.
It was on. You remember that? You remember that shit?
Yeah.
Lamar bust my ass on the back of a truck.
You thought you was loud till you fucked with me, you hear me?
Oh no, I'm loud. I'm very loud. Hey, Lamar, you a beast on that trombone. Lamar, you a beast on that trombone, dog. You
But
really
nah,
is.
it was somewhat like a transition. Like I ain't gonna lie, dog. Trombone was hard of a transition, dog. Like I'm still learning today. Like I still feel like there's certain things that I want to be better at. Like yeah, I could do some shit, but at the same time, like just listening to a natural trombone player, I still wish I had those abilities. You hear me? I'm still working on them.
Man, you do the damn thing. I heard you play a lot of times, and I be like, damn. And like, it's crazy because I remember when you came to All Star Band on trumpet. I was like, man, this
Yeah,
nigga
I
should have
still
been
do the
playing
All Star band on trumpet.
trumpet.
Like
Yeah, I'm like, this
that's
man
my
go from the
first
trumpet
love,
to the
dog.
trombone. I'm like, man, you
Yeah,
making money on trombone.
that's my first love, dog. Like no bull. Like I went through with John Summers. Like actually starting with him, like I actually learned I had perfect pitch being in clog band. So like it helped with a lot what goes on with me playing music today. Like I can still identify stuff like that, just by listening. You hear me? Other than reading, I can still, listen to the stuff and pull it off.
All right, Juicy, what's going on, man?
What's that?
What's up, Juicy? Go ahead, give him your bad facts, bro.
What you mean? What kind of bad facts you want?
All of them. Give them all your bad
Mm.
facts. The people want to know they need your bad
Oh,
facts.
I see the All Star band shirt. I
All
see the
right.
original All Star band shirt at that.
Oh, you got already have. All right.
We need your bad facts, Juicy.
Y'all gonna make memes out of me. About to go.
That is. Go ahead, Juicy. Drop them bad
Me
facts,
too.
bro.
What
Even
bad
though
facts y'all
everybody on
need?
here know you.
What bad facts y'all need?
From elementary, where you started, to where you at now.
I went to McDonough 15 in what 2000? Well, no, before 2009. McDonough 15. What else? I went to Carver 2001 all the way up to the Storm. I went to Carter. I went to Miles. I was in the Miles 06 band. We started TVC like 2002. I played trombone, tuba. I went to Southern 14, SU 14, 4 years, section leader, 3-time section of the year. I don't know. What more y'all want to know?
Man, for the people that don't know Juicy, we trying to get them acquainted with Juicy. For the people that don't know,
I got 2 Grammy nominations.
that's what I'm talking about. Say that shit then.
I got an album about to come out. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot.
Real.
You know what I'm saying? I was a part of the old school and the new school. I said the tone everywhere.
Thanks.
It was just, whatever team I was on. You know what I'm saying? It's like, we all been on the same team before. Y'all know how when we on the same team.
Right.
It's a team without me.
Where's Bunny at? Where Bunny at?
I don't know. Bunny probably at a gig. It was just shooting around here. I live in the hood. Intermediate. This is probably a better view. I'm gonna meme man shit. I don't be on with y'all.
We're gonna also bring Stafford was supposed to come on the first one. I don't know what happened, but he back. He came back. So we're gonna bring Stafford on too for Rebirth.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
All right.
We got FIO.
All right, I'll drop them band facts. Unmute that mic. Unmute that mic. Unc can drop them band facts.
How y'all feeling, man? How y'all feeling?
What's going on?
What's down?
Oh man, I'm blessed just getting off of this 9 to 5, which is my new norm now. Because I can't be on that stage rocking the crowd. But my band facts I started at Charles E. Ray. Went later on, left there and went to Colton under Herman Jones. And I started playing music in the 7th grade on Buckingham Brass Band. original Junior Olympia brass band, transferred over to Rebirth brass band in 87, 88. And that's been my life for the last 38 years. And oh yes, band facts. I marched in the John F. Kennedy Senior High School marching band.
Boy,
Section
Matt would
leader,
have been on here going crazy.
1989. Section leader, 1989. You know. So, but my whole life been around playing music, brass band, and I love marching band. Juicy, hey man, you guys have lived my dream because when I was a senior in high school, I wanted to go to Southern. I was all prepared to go, but then a trip came up and I had to go make some money. So I went with the profession versus the education. So I applaud you cats for standing in there and doing and going about your dream and making something happen, you know?
I'm a hybrid.
Yeah.
It's
So that's
good
about
for me.
it. That's about it.
I started off young.
Also,
right,
to add to that, like you say, I got I'm a part of the first brass band to ever win a Grammy and nominated for 2 others.
Big flex.
I started a long time ago and I'm still learning. You know what I'm saying?
Grammy Award winner. The first
all
when
right.
it comes to the brass band.
This question for all y'all, since y'all all have the marching band background, what is the correlation y'all see from marching band to brass band that helped y'all? What was the correlation?
B flats.
Of course. Music in general, though, just the passion is where it really drives from. Because I feel like the elevation as a musician has to stem from somewhere. So really, just being in a marching band is what where it stems from. And from there, you want to elevate as a musician and being in New Orleans culturally. That's the next thing, actually, to me, from what I see from jazz, brass band. You know what I'm saying? That's what you elevate to as far as the next thing. If you really start to take it serious or want to do something with it, even as monetarily making some money. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So from marching band, if you don't go to college, you really want to take it serious. You in the city, you going to gig, you going to hustle, you going to make that money. So that's really the next elevation in your musical career, actually, just to go to that level to surpass from high school and marching band or college, wherever you came from.
Right. Go ahead, Lamar.
Well, the connection, that's what y'all talking about, the connection between the bands. Well, as far as it goes, it kind of like, it really do go hand in hand, like as far as it go, all the instruments play a role when you really listen to what's going on in the music. Just like when you came into marching band, you know what holds the melody. Somebody gonna have the melody, somebody gonna pound the melody, somebody gonna hold a bass line down, and then you got the groove. You know what I'm saying? That's just basically the elements to when you listening to music that's on the radio pretty much every day. So I mean, being able to hear that on a level when we get in marching band, like like just like I was looking at a segment where Mr. Rollins was talking about how Mr. French could listen to something on the radio and he hear horns compared to voices. He hear horns and what could be the mellow part, what could be baritone part, so on and so forth. That's the same way it kind of like elevated into when it comes to me listening to marching band and brass band, because you can still have ignorant moments. You got to have those moments where you got to have that sweet sound, so on and so forth. You got to have a connection. It does have a connection here.
All right, Juice, in your words.
Oh, it comes down to like the intensity, man. Like the camaraderie, who you playing with, what you playing for. You know what I'm saying? That's like the All-Star band. Like that band should get like a Nobel Peace Prize or something. You know what I'm saying? Because like we all come together. You let freedom ring. Like that should be different when you got those different generations of people. You still gotta play a B flat. You know what I'm saying? You still gotta do certain stuff, and everybody get to do it too. Kind of like with Stafford was saying. I didn't watch the Rebirth open up with like letter A or something. You know what I'm saying? So like with our culture and what it is like in New Orleans and being a part of the culture and fueling the culture, being a fan of it, and you a part of it, supporting it, and you like a part of the groundwork with it. All that play a part when you playing certain songs. Like if we in Mississippi and we play Jumpstart, you know, Lamar ain't go to Carver, but like we playing Jumpstart today. You know what I'm saying?
Boy, we about to smash that.
But it's different. You know what I'm saying? Like it's different, and we all get to share that. So like that's what the main thing is, man. Like once you come with that downbeat and everybody get together and start playing, you know what I'm saying? Like you ain't got to really, you know, it's hard to explain, but you know what I'm saying? Y'all know.
Yeah, most definitely. I get you.
Feel it. It's a feeling.
Most definitely a feeling. Go ahead, oh.
Well, for me, I've been in love with music and horn since I was a kid, and a lot of music that we had back in the 70s was horn based. You know what I'm saying? They had horn sections playing with these different bands, and it wasn't just more vocal. Now it's more vocal and, you know, keyboards and stuff like that. So you don't have a lot of horns as what it was once upon a time. So just hearing the music, and what made me fall in love with music, period, horns, was, I hate to say it, but I'm a because it's real. When my dad football game, I'm pulling the garage. I'm gonna pull back in. When my dad brought me to a football game, and I didn't know nothing about what band was what. It was St. Og playing somebody in the 70s, and this is a band that Byron Bernard happened to be in when I told him the story, that they was playing once, twice, three times a lady on the field. So I fell in love with the horns because I started out as a drummer. I was I ain't tell you about it in my band facts because I played tenor drum in junior high school before I got on trombone. I was section leader on tenor drum too.
The tenor drum nigga be tripping.
That's how I learned how to read music. My first instrument was like the drums.
The whole love for music, bro, is just the sounds, bro. It kind of do something to me, and I believe that we are gifted people because it takes a special talent. We all might say that we great at this and this one is great and whoever thought they was great, but it takes a special talent for people to hear these.
We having some technical difficulties with Onk, man. But
got that Android.
Until we get Onk back in here with the track phone,
Yeah, I'm back. There
we go.
My bad, bro. It was so what I cut off at?
Yeah, no staff. You were saying a lot.
It's basically, bro, it takes a special person to understand what dots on the paper mean simultaneously by counting rhythms and knowing what a sound is when it's coming out of horn. You know what I'm saying? So I believe that we be talking about who was great and who wasn't great, but it takes a special type of person to even understand what those notes is. You know what I'm saying? So music became a love for me as a kid, and it still is. I'm like, there's a lot of stuff is, if I can't feel it, I can't play it. I can play it, but I'm not gonna be happy with it. You can give me a part to play all day, but and I learned how to. I can't play what you're telling me to play because I'm just not happy with it. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a person that play with my emotion, and my emotions take over my horn playing. You know what I'm saying? And so as far as like the connection with school music it was the discipline for me, because it takes a disciplined person to be able to even play in a band of 6 horns and 2 instruments. You know what I'm saying? It takes, it takes a lot to you got to be disciplined to even do that, because you got to be able to hear what this person playing again simultaneously while listening to rhythms and trying to count a melody off of what a trumpet is doing and being able to hear what it is that you're doing at the same time. So I don't know, bro. Music just have a whole different life for me, and probably everybody that's on this live, it have a whole different meaning for us, and it just do something different other than what people really understand.
So I'm gonna ask this, man. On our last segment, man, we got real in depth about brass band music has been in the city of New Orleans since the early 1900s, and for years and years, we have never had a radio station. So do you feel underappreciated from the government of New Orleans, from the people of New Orleans? Do you feel underappreciated from those? Do you feel undervalued? Let me say that. Do you feel undervalued?
Yeah. Uncle L said he
Honestly,
gave
Who
the
gonna start
perfect
off with that?
word.
Who going
Lamar, let
first with
Lamar
that?
start off. Lamar, I'm
Yeah,
gonna
Uncle L, he can say it.
go.
Uncle Stafford can start talking. Yeah.
Wait, stop.
basically the whole thing of it is I'm gonna tell you, I've been playing for 30 some years, and after the first 10 years, I started feeling unappreciated by even not only the government but the people of it. You know what I'm saying? Because is as you go along, and most of y'all will see, y'all might have spots that y'all play in, and we don't show up for us. You know what I'm saying? So outside of the government, I feel, is underrated by our own people who love the music. You know what I'm saying? So is one, we gotta appreciate ourselves to understand that sometimes people they pay for what they want, they appreciate what they want, they like what they want, they love what they want. And they love the music, but they won't show up for it. You know what I'm saying? Because if you tell them now, if you got a Jay-Z concert, they go to a Jay-Z concert and spend $300 for a night, and they don't break a sweat, they don't have fun, they go and shine in front of people. But if we tell you pay $20, you're gonna come up in here and enjoy yourself and have a good time. So it's more than just the government that don't see what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? Is we don't really see what we're doing. I'm not talking to musicians, I'm just talking about us, if y'all know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? So is we don't appreciate what we're doing. So and sometimes we undervalue ourselves as musicians because we stoop to the level of what the people are seeing and what they're not appreciating. So we stoop to their level to make ourselves feel more appreciated, if that make any sense. You know what I'm saying? So it's what we got to do as musicians is we just got to care about ourselves that much more. And sometimes we just got to say no.
I also noticed because I used to go every now and then come to the Maple Leaf on Tuesday where Rebirth played, and I pay. I ain't because I'm gonna pay for the live music. Me, it don't matter to me because I know how this stuff is. But I see a lot of people that don't look like me in there. You hear what I'm saying?
Yeah. And really not, because again, we only support each other to a certain limit. Is you can have people that you haven't seen in 20 years up at the door, and they see you walking in the door, they're gonna be like, man, hook your boy up. And then if I said some shit, I ask them where they work at, and they say they work at Commander's Palace. All right, I'm gonna let you in here tonight, but tomorrow I'm gonna come by your job when you go to work, and I got 6 kids. I'm gonna bring me and my family up in there, and we gonna eat. Can you cop that for me? They gonna think you crazy. But it's the same thing to say you work for you get man, why can't I get my money?
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Kraig.
So like I said, we really don't appreciate ourselves.
Go ahead, Kraig.
That's the main thing, man. We underbid ourselves, man. If we can't do it together, we can't do it at all. And that's the bottom line, man. It's like we willing to underbid. We willing to not stand on nothing. We willing to take the younger band to do a gig just because you don't want to pay, even though they don't know the music you want for the occasion. If they want to take the lesser money, people out here willing to pay them for that. You know what I'm saying? There's no guidance in the game no more. I just think it's a big disconnect from the generation that we in as far as us. Because, like, the kids coming under us, they not looking up to Rebirth. They're not looking up to the Soul Rebel. That's our forefathers, the Dirty Dozen and all them. They looking up to Big Six, the Truth, the TBC. That's the bands that they see on the street. That's what they knowledgeable of. You feel me? So it's like when you go hear them play their gigs, they trying to do the songs in which they see. They trying to play and have the same performance in which they see people knock to. They don't know about the things in which came and preceded them. You feel me? So it's like that's the big disconnect. You know what I'm saying? Our people, the culture itself is not willing to invest in ourselves, but we willing to complain if we see, such and such hitting a gig that we feel as though that we should be hitting. But at the same time, we're not willing to invest in ourselves to elevate ourselves to the next level in certain instances to be able to hit them gigs. So it's a whole circle of evolution now that I feel as though that we just have a disconnect within the gap of the generation. You know what I'm saying? Even from people saying that the traditional music is not being played. But if people are not looking for traditional music and they want cover tunes and this and the other? You want to play traditional music and not get paid and not get booked? Or do you want to be talked about and be talked down upon, saying you're not upholding the tradition? So it's it's the whole evolution of the game. You know what I'm saying? So it's just really about being able to move forward, but still holding on the values. And the values is what's being lost. So if the values is being lost, the game gonna get lost.
Can I say something? I just heard you say something. I ain't gonna cut in on you, but is from an older cat to a younger cat. I'm gonna say this, and this is just my opinion. And I know a lot of times y'all younger cats probably always hear about the tradition from us older cats. But I've sat back and I've evaluated this shit for a long time, and I be thinking about it, and I'm like, is once upon a time playing the Olympia Brass Band, Milton Baptiste would not let us play pop music that Rebirth was playing. You know what I'm saying? Because whatever, it was like he figured that we wasn't learning something of the tradition, but we were learning the tradition, but at the same time, we was evolving with the times of what the celebration that has been taught to the people. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm gonna tell you, bro, is I applaud y'all. I don't knock what y'all do, because one thing about it is everybody got to start somewhere. Sometimes those songs that you're hearing on the radio that you all are playing, they got something in that. So if you take what you can find in that versus exactly what they're playing in that, that's you making it your own. You know what I'm saying? So there's some stuff that we played that was on the radio. We played like theme songs from movies and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But it's just the difference that we did was we didn't play stuff that was in present day. We played stuff that probably was a part of our childhood. You know what I'm saying? So we did some of the same stuff as far as playing cover tunes and different stuff, but it just came from a different era. So if y'all comfortable with that, and that's where y'all heart is at, man, I applaud y'all, man. Is one, y'all could be in the street doing some other stuff. Y'all not. Two, y'all making some money to take care of y'all family. You know what I'm saying? That says a lot as men. We doing something positive in our life. And then one, you're reaching the next generation of children, even though it's not the tradition. But what I've learned about tradition is that what we've known as a tradition from Rebirth, from before us, it's no longer what you all are looking at as a tradition. What you all are looking at as a tradition is what Rebirth did in the 2000s and the 90s. You know what I'm saying? So tradition has evolved, but it has not disappeared because it's still there. Some people just choose to do it, and some people choose not to do it. You know what I'm saying? So it's tradition is whatever evolved to. You know what I'm saying? You can't look thinking that everybody's going to play everything that's 100 years old. You know what I'm saying? That might not interest the use of your time. You know what I'm saying? The tradition was something that was popular when I started playing music. So it became a part of what our repertoire was. And as we grew, we evolved into what we knew as Rebirth music, and we started creating our own music. You know what I'm saying? Like anybody could say that I don't talk to any one of y'all, and I'd be like, just be creative and create your own and make them love who you are. You know what I'm saying? If you make the people love what you are, Gucci, people wasn't always in love with Gucci, but they started loving it. People wasn't always in love with Rebirth, but they started loving us. You know what I'm saying? So when you create it, if they like it, they're gonna buy it. Bottom line. You know what I'm saying? But if you're not harming anyone physically or mentally, so man, do what y'all do. You know what I'm saying? One, we still gotta learn it, but we don't have to adhere by it at every drop of a dime. You know what I'm saying? Because
I got a quick
go ahead.
So I got a quick question. So tell me this. Like you said, you had Milton Baptiste and people like that who was the culture that preceded what you all did. Do you feel as though that our generation had those individuals? Because I honestly feel like when we came in the game, it was such a disconnect that the elders wasn't really willing to teach us what they knew. We really had to go out there and get it on our own. So when you said y'all had elders that was willing to not even let y'all go into that culture because they was really trying to keep a stronghold and keep the culture, but we didn't even have the individuals that preceded us willing to pass that down to us. It was more on a get it how you live You know what I'm saying? I'm just
they like that in the they like that in the marching band world too.
It kind of switched up a little bit though. Like,
I'm gonna tell you,
I'm gonna tell you really think about like Uncle L and Stafford in the game.
No. I'm not saying them as individuals. I'm definitely not saying them as individuals.
We really had to get it out of the mud.
I'm not saying them as individuals, Lamar.
No, I'm saying like the whole game over. I get what you're saying.
I'm saying their generation. Their generation as a whole. I'm a vote and say that they wasn't willing to let us rock. Straight up.
They're telling Johnny that. I told Johnny that.
And it seems like it's a generational curse though. It's a generational curse though.
I'm gonna tell you, back to the generation under us though. We let them rock.
You know, but yeah, now I feel like we trying to change the game because
it's like a father, it's like a new father without a father. We trying to change it.
And like, check this out. Y'all ready for this?
Yes, sir.
All right. So when going back to the youth days, right?
Yes,
is even being around those older cats, they didn't one-on-one say, this is that, do this and do this and do that. What it was that we sat around, like for instance, I used to go sit by Preservation Hall every Sunday night. And
that's not what he said, though. That's not what he said.
He deflected, you say.
No, I'm not going to deflect. I'm going to tell you. Check this out. And I'm going to tell you, because I think I told somebody this. Whoa, what? I'm going to tell you. Juicy tell you. What Juicy said, I'm a mic hole. Because we go back to that night when Juicy came, sat in with us, him and whatchamacallit at the Maple Leaf.
Yeah, y'all talking about you as an individual. We not talking about you as an individual. You a different dude. Like you in the culture all around. You an Indian. You deal with us on multiple facets. Like you a guy who like if you say, man, look, man, whoopty whoop, we gonna stop and listen because you're not one of those people who have a persona to want to impede their views on you. You a person who look at it and be like, look, man, I'm speaking on the benefit of you. So you can't speak on you. I'm speaking on your generation and the people who came with you. You heard me? They didn't give us the game. They didn't want to give us the game. And when we went to them humbly, they didn't give us the game at all.
So Kraig,
I say this. I'm gonna say this. Check this out. Is if we can go back to like even being in school, what we're looking at is everybody that's good or great don't know how to be a leader.
You absolutely right.
It takes certain individuals to know how to lead. One, and again, sometimes when people done been burnt, I'm gonna say this speaking on the elder side. Some elders have been burnt by trying to give that one-on-one to some people, and some youths, they get it and they believe that they know it. So when an elder is trying to give them some bones to feed on, they already know it. So elders will step back from it because one, their patience are too short. What if I'm trying to tell you ABC, 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 and you said, no, I'm going to do it ACB, ACB, then that's the way that you're choosing to do it. Every time they see you doing ACB, now they just saying, screw what I just showed them.
That's like
I hear you, but at the same time, you also know that's what comes with molding a child, a musician, and anything that you're molding. If you're building a garden, it's gonna die one time. You gotta fix the problem. So it's not like just because you want to tell them this is what it's gonna be, this is what it's gonna be, that's what it's gonna be. But you got at the same time, it's not gonna happen overnight. But I'm saying that we didn't even have the outlet for people to tell us, for us to say we ain't doing that. Yeah. That's what I'm just saying. That's all I'm saying.
And,
I'm just saying.
And I get what you're saying. One is just as being a member of we kind of been, and we lost a couple of generations because of our absence, and we started hitting the road, and we gone for 8 weeks, come back home for a week, go back out for
Android dinging, man.
You know what I'm saying? And when we going out so much, and we kind of like miss. I said that a long time ago that we missed some generations in the music. You know what I'm saying? We missed the passing of some of the torches because of our absence.
Go ahead, Juice.
I said they ain't really had no bands in them generations. They had like TBC and the Troop, and then like a big old gap.
Right. Big old gap. I mean,
and in all actuality, let's be real. That was a gap. There was nobody else really in true in that gap.
Hold up. You said TBC and the Troop.
Yeah, so they got like a gap before that, and they got a gap after that. That's probably bigger.
Okay.
Right.
Super
They
big.
got a gap at the TBC that's a big gap. But again, what is is when we
We got one before too.
that's what I said before and after. That's what I said. Because the
Because the
one
last band
before
was
was
the Stooges, like the new rendition of the Stooges,
That's like
and then
94. The
TBC,
Stooges and
and
all
then the
that.
truth, and then it's a gap again.
well, yeah, and
The bird, y'all was hitting in the 80s. Y'all was knocking in the 80s. Cause we used to be
it was never a question that Stafford ain't never answered for nobody. You know what I'm saying?
But we not talking about
Hey,
No,
hey, bro.
no, I'm just saying. Again, it goes back to no, listen to me. I'm not trying to deflect, but what I'm trying to tell y'all is what I said before. It takes special people to be leaders. Everybody's not a
Right.
leader. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Everybody
right.
don't have the patience to deal with a person coming up under them when they try to. If you tell them walk this way, and you said you see the lady in the red dress, and you just got to dip over there, and then try to come catch up again. You know what I'm saying? Everybody don't have the patience.
Yeah, but a leader is always going to be a disciplinarian, though. A leader is going to always have discipline. So it's like if a person that's going to be a leader, they got to be an enforcer. It's not about a person that like you. You know what I'm saying? It's got to be about if you're doing for what's betterment of them, they got to take it. And if they decide to defer, then they got to make that their choice. But you can't defer because of them fighting the curve. If you're going to be a leader, you have to be ready for them to not try to go with the grain. They are going to go against the grain. And when you're a barber, you got to cut with the cow lick. You heard me? Or your shit gonna have a gut. You know what I'm saying? That's how it's gonna go. And that's just fact.
Look at Uncle L, student
Hey,
how they taught a lot of
Big L,
y'all.
hey, Big L in the
But that's fact.
Big L in the
The
comments
first
right
song
quick.
that the True Brass Band played was a Stooges song because they was the hot band of the era of the reinvention of the wheel.
We still
Keep
play
it
a lot
real.
of music.
Keep it real.
But we used to do a lot of that. Like we used to jump. Like we used to be at the second line, like the Stooges in the front, the Hot Eight, then the Rebirth in the back. We used to be jumping like the whole band. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like we like fans of the music, so we know everybody's music. You know what I'm saying? But the whole thing is like what they said, like what we saying is we know y'all music. We know that shit. Like we learned that shit. Like we love that shit.
Right. It's time to leave our stamp.
They got some leaders that lead leaders. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And like that's like a different thing to come by. And at the same time with that, you know what I'm saying, by they having them gaps and all us in the same game, like to piggyback on where this conversation come from, like where it come from, like it not being like looked at in a way that it should be nurtured and supported and all these different things that come with the culture. Like is the platform that we like collectively put it on, you know what I'm saying? And then it's folk music. Like this whole city is like a big theme park. So everything your product, you basically selling it. You know what I'm saying? So somebody learning how to like get the high product on a block don't probably come with a TBC or a Rebirth song, because they got some bands like the young fellas are like, you know, like where the kin folks really make their money at, like that's in the tradition thoroughly. You know what I'm saying? Like everything they do is like traditional music and playing black and white. You know, the Andrews family like make a living off that. You know what I'm saying? So like what we basically saying is like, you know, we found our own way, you know, like really like fucking with it. You know what I'm saying? So at the same time, we was like the ops. We competition. We
still the ops.
Yeah, we still there. Yeah.
You know, we ops. You know what I'm saying? But like, you know, my band director come from Kennedy. You know what I'm saying? That's your boy. But like, you got to see who this nigga raising. You know what I'm saying? Like, we like monsters. You know what I'm saying? So like when we meet the Hot 8 band, you know, like I'm a fan, I'm fucking with you, we listening to this shit, but like, you know, we might come knock at y'all after we finish knocking to y'all music. Like straight up, you know what I'm saying? And like at the same time, that shit wasn't being like nurtured in a certain way to where it's like we have like a actual, you know, like camaraderie going on that pushed the whole industry a certain way to the people we selling it to. You know what I'm saying? Like if you coming home and you treating your your career basically, because what make you a professional is when you doing something or presenting a product and you getting paid for it. Once you start getting paid for it, the way you treating it, if they feel like I could just call Kraig and Kraig gonna fuck with me because that's my people, we don't give a fuck what the name of the band is. You dig what I'm saying? Like that's what's going on. I can say fuck on here.
Yeah, you said it 3 times. Go ahead.
I've been doing everything on the show. We ain't tripping.
Hey, there's a second line on this joint. You heard
me? All he basically saying is just like niggas still here, like niggas still got it. Like, but it's like, you know, like you put it on Stafford, it ain't really like we talking to Stafford. Niggas just tell us.
Nah, we ain't talking just Stafford, Joe. We talking about
you
the leader. Listen, like you the leader, you representing them and shit. You know what I'm saying?
You holding it down for them.
Hey, let me ask the host. Let me ask the 2 hosts something because they always asking the questions here. So let me ask them 2 something. Quick question. Y'all musicians within y'all own right. So boom. We got y'all, both of y'all got a gig, right? Big Six charging 600. Somebody y'all people charging y'all 5 or charging y'all 4. Knowing Big Six will give a better showing or whatever, what would y'all do? Would y'all rather pay the lesser because it's a monetary issue, or would you pay for the right because y'all musicians? Because this is a big thing. Like a lot of people, even my own people. Like I tell, this is how I say it. I tell my people, listen. The only discount I could give you is my cut. I cannot get paid, but you got to pay the band. I can't say that the band is not willing because this is how they take care of it. This is a job. So I would say, look, I'm not gonna get paid, but you gotta pay the band. You heard me? And that's just how it goes. So just a quick question to y'all too. What would y'all answer? Like what would y'all
you want my funny version or you want my real version?
I want whatever one you come with.
When I go to Walmart, they got milk that say great value.
And you get the official.
Fuck. And they got the body.
But that, I think I was selling it early.
I gig also, so I understand what you're saying, bro. Like I think, but a lot of the times bands don't communicate with each other. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody knows that Big Six charging.
It's a platform.
Man, they know it be a lot of slicks out here. They know what's up.
Let me tell you.
Dudes be knowing what's up.
If they had a platform, listen, if they had a platform for people, for bands to come sit down and do such things, it happened.
Say, bro, I'm gonna tell you, say, bro, is when again we're going back to this thing is one. You got when a person want Gucci, they're gonna buy Gucci. Bottom line.
But they still go to the flea market and get the ooh-wah. Just because
and they gonna look stupid in the long run.
No, listen to me.
And they gonna look stupid in the long run.
Let's keep it real.
Listen to me.
A lot of millionaires still get fake jewelry. A lot of millionaires don't do the same thing. They lease cars. It's just because you have the persona.
Ain't nothing wrong with leasing no car. Ain't nothing wrong with leasing no car.
Actually, leasing no car is actually smart, but we ain't about to get
That's smart. That's very smart.
We're not about to get started financial literacy clause. We're not about to get into equity and all that.
Look, listen to me, Doc.
I'm just saying.
Let me tell you this, bro. Again, like I said, bro, when you create a product, and
that's what's important to create the product.
Everybody is not going to buy the product because they like it. Some people are just cheap as shit, and all they want is some music in there. They don't give a fuck who it is. You know, over the years we don't send 100 bands to do gigs and just say, go up in there and say your Rebirth. They don't know the difference.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
But at the end of the day, we didn't undercut the band. We didn't undercut this thing and said, look, give them 400 because we're gonna send another band. No, if this what we charging, this what we charging.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like for instance, the last year that the Super Bowl was here.
Different.
The last year that the Super Bowl was in New Orleans, right? When Super Bowl was in New Orleans, we had probably 6 gigs in one day. And all half of them were at the same time. And we sent me to go with these 5 people or 6 people.
It's different for them though.
It's different. They got a lot of work. Yeah, like y'all.
That's what I'm saying.
Y'all are
different. But I'm gonna say this though. We didn't.
You know, is the bottom line, brother. Bottom line is when
Lady don't want to pay us. They told us we don't want y'all. What fail?
Check.
But
Yeah,
that's why you
Right.
get the money before
That's
you
why.
play a
That's
note.
why it's important. No, that's why it's important. I feel like that's
Before you
important to
play a
create an
note,
identity.
Gotta
It's
get that
important to
bread.
create an identity.
Listen,
If you're gonna
here
do
the
this brass band stuff, you can't keep doing the same thing over and over and expect to
right,
get paid the same money as
right.
the people that's
right?
creating music and creating an identity. Like for example, when we first came out the gate, yes, we was jamming and playing everybody music. We didn't expect to be a band, to be honest. You heard me? But we just was jamming out playing music. Pretty much what every
Right.
band in this city do right now. They can play everybody music. The Hot Eight, the Rebirth, the Soul Rebels, so on and so forth. Traditional music. But at the end of the day, what sets you apart from other people, and if you really want to see results, is creating an identity for your group. So yeah, Big Six, yeah, we did the radio music. That was the first phase. We had to find
I'll
ourselves
be
Come
right.
as a
on,
I'm
you
on
saying
band.
that's your
You
identity?
heard
You
me?
saying that's your
Then
identity?
and then
What you
from
saying?
there, no, because after that we dropped
All
the
right.
album.
You
We
do it,
dropped the
bro.
album. We dropped
I'm
all
just
original
fucking with you,
music.
but I'm just
So
fucking
with
with
that
you. You
being
my dog.
said,
I'm just
and we
fucking with
still
you.
and still we paused for another album. So at the end of the day, it's a point for you to keep your product popping. If you keep your product
Right.
popping, I feel like you're not gonna see no problems with a drop off
I
because
like
Being
people will still
marketable.
want you.
See, so
Being marketable, man.
I got this question, bro, because like I said, I think it's a lot of problems within the brass band community when it comes down to the business side.
that's
Yeah,
a,
Meaning,
definitely.
let me
that's
say
I
this.
feel like we don't deal with that much, mainly because, like I said, like Stafford was just saying, when you do what you gotta do, like as far as creating the identity where
Branding.
nobody can't match
Branding.
what you doing, meaning like, no,
Branding.
fuck the branding, meaning the
That's what
music.
makes you
Like
what
for
you are,
example,
though.
yeah,
That's
it
what
is.
makes you
It
what
makes
you
you
are.
who you are. It makes
if
you
you
who you
want
are. But
listen,
we talking about we can
if you
still
want
say who we are, and we can still play the Rebirth. We can still play the Hot Eight. That's not what. No, we talking about take all them fundamentals that you learned from when you first got in the game to start creating a product, meaning your music, not the cover music,
No,
your music.
So
I
hold up.
disagree. I'm gonna say this. When they hit gigs,
this out.
I'm gonna finish my question. Hold up, Juicy. Let me finish my question. So let me say this. So I heard Lamar say like you got to create an identity. So what about the band that's not on the level of the Rebirth, and just say not trying to, but just say that band on the level of Rebirth, but they taking 4 gigs at the same time.
Peep this out. It's all.
You know what I'm saying?
If your product, put it like this, all right. So at the end of the day, that's why, like how he just said, now we talking about a branding thing. So at the end of the day, if we do got the connections with some of these musicians, if you willing to work with that group, that brand, to make some money as a musician, because we all businesses working as ourselves before we even hit the groups. You heard me?
exactly.
So now when we sit here and say we gonna I want to do business with TBC because they got 4 bands right now and they got buku gigs. I need some money. I need to go learn their music. I need to know what they gonna bring to their gig. You heard me? And it should go like that for whatever group that is, because now we talking about making sure a sure identity is in play for everybody, not everybody doing the same thing.
For true.
What I'm saying is this. That's all that sounds good, but the business aspect of it is this. Why should I go through this person? And this is what I'm talking about. This is why a brass band needs to come together. Why would I want to go under Big Six if I could undercut them $50 and I could do my own thing?
But that's fucked up.
You still not, like nigga said earlier, often imitated but never duplicated. Often imitated but never duplicated. Remember that.
Listen.
It is fucked up.
That's not happens. Listen, that's not fucked up. That's a perception. Listen, they got a band called the Nightcrawlers, bro. The Nightcrawlers, the only time you might see the Nightcrawlers is at the fucking the Jazz Fest. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's about your perception, is your market, is the crowd you going for. If you hitting 350 gigs, that's because that's what the fuck you going for, man. I didn't book world.
Exactly.
We didn't hit the fucking the NBA All-Star game, man. Like, people call me
for the Super Bowl intro. Like at the end of the day, we couldn't do it playing. We couldn't do it playing. We got that fire and Unane. We had to do our own thing.
The last record we did, you know what I'm saying? It comes down to where you mix your record, the way you putting your shit, putting it out there. Like the song we did, World Without Music, they got a singer where they got the head at on that tune. You know what I'm saying? But we in the industry where we make money at day to day, we'll hit 350 gigs. We'll hit the same in that same day. We'll hit a gig in the French quarters with black and white on. That same night, we might have to hit the Blue Nile. The second line, we might have to do the second line. Before the second line, we might have to do a church service and be the brass band for the church service. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's about what your group could do, what you going out there to do. Is all a perception. If people going into a market where, you know, brass bands per se make money in this market this certain way, you know what I'm saying? Like, I done been with the Hot 8 doing master classes, playing traditional music, and from elementary school all the way to the college. You know what I'm saying? Like, teaching grad classes about, you know, what we do as a brass band, playing traditional music on some real, like, that's the city like type shit. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, it's only because, like, what your band could do, what's the pickup of your, what you going for, like, what's the gigs you actually going for to make yourself what they, you know what I'm saying? Like, the band you just talk about, what's a band that's on the Rebirth level that do this or do that? Like, Stafford know what the Nightcrawlers is. Like, you would never see the Nightcrawlers on the street at a second line. But if you put a Nightcrawlers album on compared to a Rebirth album or a Big Six or the TBC or the True album, somebody like you, Berger, you're going to hear the same shit. You're going to hear good brass band music. You're going to hear
some people just hear brass band music.
You're going to hear the identity of each group.
From somebody that's not
as your personal perception, you can put it on there as you want. When you put
but if you're not musically in tune though, listen, the monetary aspect, and you're gonna take the lesson.
Man, look, from somebody that's not in y'all world, it sounds y'all just like
the perception, man. When you hear
like music, you get it how you live.
Man, you gonna call that a marching band? If it's a marching band,
it turned into that. Like, it really did turn into basketball wire.
So look, listening to y'all, that's what I hear.
Like
I hear fucking get it how you live. And then the guys that was on the last segment, they don't feel like that. So I don't know where the disconnect coming in at.
Like how it's talking about the gap.
The disconnect coming is that they old school. They done. We relevant right now. That's like a Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Charles Barkley and Shaq.
Yeah, they can actually they could go and chill.
We in the game. We in the game. They were relevant, but they not in the game.
But look, Berger, when you hear that song Moneymaker, right? That got the songs on there. You hear brass band?
No, I mean not really. Like it's kind of like
you hear a fucking hip hop song, man. When you hear a brass band, but listen, when you hear a certain ensemble of these instruments playing certain rhythms, no matter who's playing it, that's what you hear. So somebody take on it, how they do with their band, where they make their money at. That's just a perception. So there's no real, like, just to let you know what my point is, John, there's no real perception on what's doing something fucked up in the market when you have a product and your product don't transcend past a certain thing. You feel what I'm saying? If somebody...
But nah, Juicy, look at it like this. I'm pretty sure, dog, you've been in TVC a longer time, and all y'all could agree to this. Y'all gotta been a soul band, hit a gig and say, man, what the fuck are they doing? They really paid for that? I know we'd have put on a show. I know we would have put on a show.
Listen,
that's a fact, Berger. That's a fact, Berger.
We gotta go play all Rebirth songs. And on top of that,
I'd have been on gigs that could TBC songs. They want to hear wow, wow, wow. They want to hear everyday people. They want to hear all that shit, man.
Because that market, listen, that market wants to hear this music. They don't give a fuck who's playing it.
Who it is. They don't care who it is. Right.
Yeah.
So it's all just a
game
the market, like the game market.
I said it on the first segment.
So look,
it's game too saturated. It's too many bands. It's way too many bands. Period.
Stafford got riding lawn moves and shit, man. Stafford got riding lawn moves, man. Stafford.
You like how nigga was saying, bro. You gotta do what you gotta do in order to, like, you know.
What y'all talking about, lawn moves?
He get mediocre refrigerator. He badly doing it, and he badly doing that. But you're not Rebirth. You feel what I'm saying?
That's how Rebirth gets you. You got riding lawnmower too.
Listen,
look at this man.
I want Rebirth on
riding lawnmower. Hold up.
And then they like only got 400. And my little how to play, right? So I'm gonna call him and expect him to play all Rebirth songs. Now he doing it
They got
every
a bunch
fucking.
of empty refrigerators too.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So listen, that
it,
market, they got great shit that brass bands do, like great stuff.
mm-hmm.
You ever heard the Rebirth?
What other questions y'all got for us, man? What other questions? We gonna be on some all other shit the whole show.
All right. Look, we asked
soon.
this before they got off last go round. What is your band's biggest rival?
Everybody, even you.
Everybody.
We crank on everybody.
Yeah, man. If you're out there and you're in the way,
what's the band's biggest rival?
What's your band's biggest rival?
We going against ourselves. I ain't gonna lie. We like Southern.
Yeah,
I'm about to tell you personally is they may have a band that may be going up against you, but if you,
we're gonna let that ride.
I'm about to tell you now. The biggest rival when we was doing stuff, when we was in the street, man, we used to. It didn't matter who the fuck it was. If they were playing horse, we was knocking their ass off.
Oh yeah, really.
I'm just telling you straight up. If y'all taking too long in front of us, we're gonna spin the bend. We're gonna move around the
let's say this.
Okay, and take a whole crowd of us.
So I would say that the TBC, Big Six, and the Truth has been the most relevant band on the streets for the how many past years? Let's put that out there.
Since we started.
Since we started.
Since we started, yeah. Since the beginning.
However long it's
been. Okay. So look,
I'm
been popping since we started.
I feel like this platform is built for the elevation of anything musical. This is the culture. So let's put it out there. Everybody be in mind.
Okay, look. I got one more for y'all.
Right. Oh, you want
and this for y'all. Right. This for the Big Sixes, the TBCs, and the Truth. How do y'all feel when y'all hear some of the oldest guys say, some of the older guys say y'all fucking up the culture?
Man, look. Evolution has to happen. Like real talk, it felt real good to see Edna Call play one of our original music songs from off our album. We 3 years old as a band, dog.
Who played that? Who played it? Who played it?
Edna Call played one of Big Six songs.
You heard me? Shit.
Mind you.
Big L said y'all used to run from them.
Them people went
Big
violent
L
and everything,
y'all used to run from them, man.
Them people went violent and everything. But at the end of the day, dog, now I see how I feel to see, things going like how when you look at the Rebirth and the Soul Rebels, they got marching bands from all over the country really playing our music. You get what I'm saying? So like to really see that the evolution is taking place, dog. Like I mean, what more can we ask for? You know what I'm saying?
So y'all think a lot of the older cats just feel like they out of place because y'all taking over?
No, man, we can't say that though.
Man, we'll never forget our roots. No, real talk, we'll never forget our roots, dog.
Lamar, look at it like this. Even Juicy, even me, everybody who in this, you know what I'm saying, have had an opportunity from the bands who preceded us to bless us to even travel abroad.
Because a lot of them bands still,
like,
I don't know, I heard y'all say y'all are relevant bands. I don't know, man. Some of them old bands still not.
Yeah, they're not. But they're not. But they're hard not too. They can't get on the street and do it 4 hours. They old. They can't do it like they used to.
Hold
up. Stafford gonna park that truck and he gonna get back in the
I'm not gonna let you. No.
Stafford, say what you gotta say, Stafford.
Go ahead, boss. You got it. What you say?
So.
Yeah. I'm gonna say that might sound a lot different on the street.
So we found out tonight that TBC, the True, the Big Six, is what the people want to see.
That's what the people paying for. Just for the footage.
So y'all taking them. So y'all the ones out here taking them $300.
No. I'm gonna say this.
Like how you say, you gotta pay for what you want, bro.
You gotta pay for what you want.
$350, man.
Pay for what you want, bro.
They take it at $350. They take it at $350, Sam.
Nah, mister.
Hey,
look. I'm gonna tell you, check this out, dog. For real. Yo, check this out, bro. For real. Is at the end of the day, is regardless of how much money you're getting paid for anything that you do, if you're not loving and happy with what you playing, it don't, you know what I'm saying?
Stafford going in and out.
Right. Like it gotta start from the heart in the beginning, dog. If you in it for the money,
I got aluminum. Right quick. Look,
if you're in this just for the money, dog, you're gonna struggle forever. You gotta.
I'm sorry, but if I was in it, if I was doing it a little more, I need my bread. If a nigga,
listen, Burger. Let me tell you something, Burger. I ain't get paid for almost a year and a half before I really had to make my way into being respected enough to get paid. They got a lot of dudes that's a given nowadays. And that's why the game changed when the marching band too, son, because there's a lot of givings that's going on, son. Niggas not earning shit no more, bro.
And that's why
y'all shouldn't want that in y'all world. Y'all as the guys that's in it now, if I know there's a band like that around me, they gotta go. Because if I say I want 800, if I say I want 800, nigga not about to tell me.
So yeah, we charge 8, and they got a dude. They got some of the dudes that's been looking up to us since the beginning, like how we used to look up the Rebirth and was playing their music, and we like, oh fuck, yeah, of course, yeah, but you're not gonna get the authentic. You gonna always get a knockoff. If you don't get it, you just don't get it.
But you can't look at it like that.
But
you gotta look at it as elevation though for the next
like,
younger generation.
Yeah,
y'all
true story, because I could
think about us,
being in that place at that point in time. I could vouch for being in that place in time.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
But look, think about this.
You have to elevate your game in order for to see results. You can't sit here and say I'm playing 30-minute gigs and everything. Everybody don't supposed to get paid equally in this game when it comes to these brass bands.
Man, y'all, that's wild, bro. Y'all really out here running the brass band world like you just fucking get it how you live.
No, bro. No, listen. All right, check this out. So, like, when I used to work in a business, dog, we used to have pay tiers, and when you came in, you got paid on
corporation. That's
right.
corporate, Lamar.
All right. So when we talking about if everybody was operating brands, if you got in there and you certified off, all right, you get in that bitch and you start getting in the game and you in tier B, and after you get certified to get the tier A to get the pay raise, it's just levels. You heard me? You heard me? Like it's levels.
L said, give it to him. So with that being said, man, listen to L, man. You hear what he say? Give it to him like we gave it to y'all, and that's a fact.
All right, so look,
that's just what it's gonna be. Tell him, Alfred.
All right, L just said, look, he said that how they charge for 5,000. So with that being said, that's a pay tier for that type of group, meaning like they Grammy nominated, so on and so forth. But then you got bands like he said that'll take 1,700. And then they got bands that's not even supposed to happen. You get what I'm saying? Because now we talking about 35, 5,000.
Let's say right quick. Using this platform. The True Brass Band has merch for sale. Yeah, we have merch. We got masks. We got whatever you need. Yeah, quick plug for everybody. Let you know, elevate the game. We got merch. Check out the website. Whatever you need, we hitting it. If you want to get 2 gigs, book the Big 6 and see what we do at Big 6. Book the TBC. See what we do with TBC. It's
for
about
300
the game.
Whoa.
It's about
300.
No, you gotta call and see. Prices vary according to what your game requires.
Kraig, say the website. What's the website, Kraig? What's the website?
TheTruth.com, man. Stop playing. And you can look at it. And check out the Instagram too, because it's elevating, man. That's been on some.
Drop the Instagram. Drop the Instagram.
So
you gotta give people Instagram.
So Kraig, what you saying?
I was just joking bad, but go ahead.
Hold up, Kraig. So what you saying? The truth is the truth. They better than everybody.
That's what it sounds like. Kraig said.
Y'all can insinuate whatever you guys choose to. But what I'm saying is this, flat out. The truth brings what the truth brings, as far as anybody else bring what they bring. And if you into the vibrations that the truth bring, then you book the truth, and your money is going to get
y'all
what
gonna take that
big
Big
6
to
TBC. And guess what? And that's just
Big 6 to TBC. Y'all gonna take that?
Hey, I just felt like Lamar. I'm Joseph back, and there was
we in a fast lane for a reason.
Turn up, man. Turn up.
We in a fast lane for a reason. Just believe that.
What's that?
So you said Big 6 and TBC in their own
10 years to do.
Okay, you said TBC and Big 6 in their own lane.
10 years to do.
So you saying y'all passed it?
Things that bad took 10 years to do. We got a website, we got an album, we got mixtapes, we got all that. We got all that as a group. You heard me? 3 years in. And we got all that with bands talking about for 10 years.
You sound like about 50 years late.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying? Look, niggas say what they want and promo what they want. You know what I'm saying? Everybody know what it is.
Man, y'all 20 years old, man. Y'all know that now?
Everybody can say what they want, but we all
about to be 20 years old.
Let the truth. The truth, the shit.
Y'all niggas almost 20 years old.
I feel like this.
Hold on.
Y'all almost 20 years old, man.
What you
We
said?
almost 20 years old.
You already know how we ride.
Hold on, Julie, what you said?
I said Lamar let the truth too.
Hey, I come from that. Remember, I did a lot of work there before we came here. You heard me?
And then you
I
elevated.
A lot of work. I just had to elevate. You heard me?
You stay out there.
One thing we all know. TBC been TBC since like 2002,
2001. 2001, man. I think about that.
Look,
2001. That's about to be 20 years, man.
Listen, if you ain't seen it, you could go to our album. Any one of the albums or the mixtape, you go listen to it. We can say what we want.
Say, bro, I got a question. Look, I've been going to second line, and the truth. And
really fuck with y'all. Y'all my dog.
We fuck with y'all too. We be knocking y'all music. I'm knocking
my niggas.
The truth and Big
This is why these old bands don't respect y'all now. Y'all ignorant.
Say, bro, look, the truth and the Big Six be going at it. And I be feel like it be having.
But you know, y'all know why though, right? It's a whole rival. It's a real deal rival, dog.
This the Big Six.
You talking about? It's an extended house. It's an extended house, man.
It's a stepchild in another child who's biological. You heard me? And you feel like you wanted the J's too, and you ain't get the J's, so they just got you some G nights. So you feel played. So now it's like, fuck that. I'm on his ass every time I see him. And that's just how it is, and that's how we rock. But it's all love and help because as individuals, we all fuck with each other. When the first time we ran down on TBC and we started playing, because Bourbon was day corner. Let's keep it real. Bourbon and Canal was TBC corner. No band couldn't go play on it. That was their spot.
Man, we coming out yamming on anything. If you're outside, we yamming on you. I don't care who. How Miguel used to say, if there's a child, we yamming on you.
Was not letting you run down on their corner. Canal and Broad was their corner, son. When we came out there, them dudes wanted to brawl. Bitch, don't come cutting us off. This is how we make our money. But from that, we built a relationship. From there, we was sharing crystals, nigga. If y'all don't know about crystals, we was eating crystals together. 211s. We didn't wine from we out there all night together, man. Y'all about to play a set. Y'all
Kraig, you hear me? I'm gonna keep it real with you.
We was at your album.
You're the only cross the river nigga I respect. I don't Butterbean, I don't know. You're the only cross the river nigga I respect. Tell Butterbean he don't got no clout.
Hey,
tell Butterbean he don't got no clout.
I'm gonna be real with you. Only my close friends. Only my close friends know I'm even from cross the river, son. Nobody would never.
I thought you was straight out the ninth ward or something. That's crazy.
Nobody ever did that. Only my close friends. Only my
man, what? Butterbean got to hold his L because he really from across the river.
He out the 90s. He not really in our generation. Big Six make him in our generation.
Man, we used to be tough, man. Niggas, they used to catch the ferry, son, to my grandma's house, son. They used to catch the ferry all the way to Brenard to my grandma's house, son.
The Big Six like 2 Chainz.
They'll eat, and then we'll go all the way to Pan Am and march the game for Claw. Real
so
talk.
Let me ask y'all a question. If y'all band was compared to a rapper today, what rapper would y'all band be?
We Lil Wayne.
That's a good one. Today?
So TBC is Lil Wayne?
Lil Wayne.
So that mean that you no longer relevant. Next. Woo. All right.
I guess it's the new nigga. I guess we that new nigga that's flooding the game. We Lil Baby.
Oh, all right.
No.
We that new nigga that's flooding the game right now.
I like Lil Baby too much for you to even do that to him.
We out here.
What, ride the wave? What y'all want to say, ride the wave? You know, we that new wave shit. You want that new wave shit.
Y'all like Birdman.
I'm gonna tell you
why. Fresh, you hear me? Like we gonna be what's hot at the moment.
We Drake, man. You call it? We Drake because we can.
Niggas say y'all like Birdman.
We come in with classic.
Niggas say they like Birdman.
And they gonna keep on coming with it, man.
Niggas say Waka Flocka.
But for real though, we can do this once a month. Crucial Conflict, we can do this once a month when the season start rolling, and you can rotate the band. You hear me?
Yoshi said, what band you playing again?
I play in One Mind.
And I ain't trying to be. Let me say this. I'm gonna tell you.
That boy Yoshi say, "Who that is?"
One mind be having black and white though.
But the thing about it is, while Yoshi fucking playing, who fucking band you play with?
Oh Lord,
the older imitated, never duplicated.
Runs to go brass band. Runs to go brass band. You play with.
So the university brass band.
He be getting that bread.
All the money rich.
You be getting that bread. Fuck what they talking about. You be getting that bread. Tell him, bitch, you be getting that bread. Fuck what they talking about.
I just be chilling, you know. Man, look, bro, we got it. The time is well spent, bro. Y'all dudes, I really appreciate all y'all boys coming on here. Juicy.
Real talk. We appreciate all y'all.
They said this was better than I thought. Man, I fuck with y'all.
Yeah, I'm late.
Lil Wayne, Lil Baby, and Birdman. We rock with y'all.
I do
no. Them dudes not Birdman.
I'm talking
about the
shout out. Let me say this before we leave
with a new artist.
Y'all sleep, Birdman, Rich.
Shout out my nigga Juice. I'm rocking TBC all day.
Shout out Travis, man. Shout out Travis, man.
Hey, man, shout out Travis. But no, shout out Travis, man. Shout out y'all, man. Shout out everybody y'all had on before us, man. All the OGs, Alfred, Huntley. He was a dog. Like he said, ask them about him. He showed me that. I got a chance to tour with him with Ade. He a dog. Erion, I toured with him. He a dog.
Shout out my nigga Brandon Franklin, man. TBC.
Oh man, Brandon Franklin, man, one of the greatest ever, son. I'm gonna say that. You know what I'm saying? And nobody else, I don't think, can ever be able to do that like he did that. You feel me?
So Johnny, you ever got to hear Brandon play when you was?
I never met Brandon Franklin.
What? Brandon, smoke you, Johnny. I ain't never heard
Brandon. Hey, I did. I had the pleasure of having Brandon as an assistant band director.
You gotta realize when he was
he was great.
When he came in again, I was gone. I was at Southern, and then when I came back, I was doing other shit. When I came back to the city,
the first thing fucked me up was he'll get on the way he ring that.
Hey, he was great on the horn, but he was also a great
on the saxophone. He's smooth on that saxophone.
Brandon used to get in front of the band and teach the shit out of
was the first nigga I ever saw like real life jacking on the saxophone.
You know where he got that from?
Like, nigga wasn't doing that. Brandon was before his time, dog. Brandon used to be.
You know where we got that from?
For real.
From where?
Go check out A 2001.
Oh man, stop that, man. Give the benefit.
Hey, but real shit. Hey, bro. Let me say this before we go. Cause I'm gonna play a clip of a brass band tonight. Look, Juicy about to.
It better be the right one. It better be the right one.
Live music, like real stuff. Juicy about to come out with his album. Hold up, man. Real stuff. Juicy about to come out with his album. Man, let's support that album. If y'all got some albums coming out, man, make sure we know.
Y'all make sure y'all still go cop that Big Six album. It's on all streaming sites. You know, self-titled, all original music. Yeah. Also, you can check out the website and all social media.
Yeah,
might have to do some work.
Butterbean just came out with an album.
Oh yeah, check that boy out. That's fire too.
Butterbean just came out with an album.
What is y'all?
Expression. Is it TFC?
All right, I'm gonna go check that out. It's on Tidal.
He says it's on everything. Check
it out.
Well, man, check that out, man. Look, bro, I'm about to play this clip of this brass band. We about to end this show. Man, we appreciate all y'all coming in. One of my favorite brass songs.
It better be the right one, Johnny. Don't get blackballed.
Hey, from the Hot Eight.
Well, I take that. Cool. You made the right one.
Sexual healing.
Oh, that's the one with Shawn Michaels. That's the best band beat.
That's cool.
You know I'm a realist. Oh,
Larry on the tuba. Look at that, man.
Band beat for sure.
Hey, also shout out to Doobie. Doobie got an album out coming out too. Doobie.
Shout out to Noel. No, shout out to Noel Freeman.
Yeah, Noel Freeman. Yeah, he just dropped one.
Great. The great Noel Freeman.
What? So, man, I appreciate y'all, man. Much love, man. I'm gonna holler at y'all, man. See y'all. Believe that.
Peace.
around. Growe trying to dance. Why the nigga stomach in on the thing? Belly face. Big L, where y'all was at when y'all filmed this? Look at the crowd.
I will go on my dad that shit.
Look at the baby.
Hey,
bro. Hey, bro. Word up. Hey, you live, bro? Look at.
Hey, I don't have one of them that before. I didn't do it. You just give it to the 7 I can tell you this is hey, go give me a shirt.
Say, bro, thank y'all for coming out. We had a good show tonight. Kind of went over more than we wanted to. We learned a lot of information. And thank y'all for coming out. Berg, anything y'all want to say before we go?
Man, look, I enjoyed the show. Like, hey, look, a lot of them fellas, man, they real legends, bro. And I ain't never heard some of them named till tonight. So, like, yeah, them boys real legends and OGs that been in the game. And I'm especially Big L, man. That dude got so much knowledge in him. It's crazy. So they didn't earn some fans tonight, most definitely.
Real?
Hey man, I know I was late, but just the point that I caught, it was a pretty good show. I got a little info, you know, but I'm gonna just say it like this: I'm rolling TBC all day.
Hey, bro.
Yes, sir.
All I want to say is this, man. As a city where this stuff come from,
We need to support our own people.
Most definitely.
We need to support our music. We need to support it. There's no way in hell that we don't have a radio station that just play brass band music. Like, these dudes should not have to go outside of the city to make a living. These dudes should not have to go outside of the city to be known. They shouldn't have to do a second line just to be known. You know what I'm saying? Sweating and going through the motions in the second line. Like
man, no, Johnny. Niggas gotta stop underbidding.
Yeah.
Cause they seem like the youngsters seem like they cool with that. I'm sorry. If a pool band underbid me, I'll be mad. I'm sorry. Especially if it's a band I know we better than. If I say 800, why you gonna go charge them 4 or 5? Like, come on, don't do that. That's why they really ain't making no money there.
Yeah, it happens in marching band, but hey, let's keep that going. But hey,
that don't happen in marching band, no lie.
Hey, okay, let's yeah. Anyway, it does. It happens in marching band, definitely. But anyway, let's support our people, man. Thank y'all for coming out. God bless you. Good night.
Good night, baby.